And what is up, y'all? Welcome into the stream. Thank you so much for being here. On the Go at CeeLo is the channel name if you're new to us, but we've been doing NASCAR since day one. And now we're down to our final two races of the year here in Martinsville, the Xfinity 500. And we hope to have a good time today. What's going on, Chad? What's up? How are you doing, man? Out on the kayak. Nice. Smash that like button. That's right. What's up, Suzanne? Hello. Welcome in, too. So thank you guys so much for being here. My boy's got his back against the wall as he is in the bottom four of this final eight. And there's six drivers fighting for two spots. Who is going to get in on the final two spots? Who's going to be who will make the championship four in the bottom four? And you got Hamlin, Truex, and none of them is at 33%. So that's interesting. So make sure you're hitting that like button as you're coming in. We're trying to get to 20 likes. And the coverage of the shortly, it said it was supposed to start at 12:30, but then I guess they're not going to have a countdown to green show today, and they're just going to throw it all in together. So let's look a little bit about the playoff standings and where everybody is in. Oh, let me bring those up here. There's that one. And that one. There we go. Let me bring this down here. All right, so there is your final top eight drivers. Christopher Bell and Kyle Larson are both in for the final four. But William Byron, Ryan Blaney, Tyler Reddick, Martin Truex Jr., Denny Hamlin, and Chris Buescher all with their backs against the wall because this is their last chance to get in. We got Orange Forces Brewing Cat Shock beer. Oh, nice. James Moore, what's good? Hamlin and Truex are good this track, but go Brad Keselowski. That's right. So there is your standings, the playoff standings. Christopher Bell in first place, Kyle Larson in second. Those both have advanced to the final two with 2 wins. And then William Byron, Ryan Blaney, looking really good. Martin Truex Jr., Denny Hamlin, probably going to have to finish in the top 5 or so to finish in this race or ahead of all these people. 30 points difference between a 47-point difference between William Byron and Denny Hamlin and Martin Truex Jr. But Chris Buescher pretty much is going to have to win the race to get back in here. So we're just waiting on the coverage to come in. I'll let you listen to the in-race audio. That's what we've been doing all year, and we'll be chatting about NASCAR and having a good time. So thank you guys so much for tuning in here today. We're trying to get to 20 likes on the channel. As the green flag, I guess, will start, I guess, right around 1 or so. It'd be kind of cool to see how they put all this together. All right, so there is your playoff standings, and let's go to the main screen. So maybe some other people will be like, "Oh, he's doing the race." So it's definitely. But there is our Xfinity 500 ready to go, and I'm ready for the Xfinity 500 live from Martinsville, Virginia. I've been here to Martinsville, very cool track and really fun track. I got to see Harry Gant win. Harry Gant here in Martinsville. I don't know if y'all remember back. What's up, Rowdy Bush? What's going on? Welcome in. I don't know if you remember way back when Harry Gant won 5 in a row. I was there for one of those 5. Got to see Harry Gant win. So what's up, Mr. Woodrow? Welcome in. So 3 more likes to 20. Keep on hitting that like button. Maybe we'll have some more fun with folks in here today. YouTube's not been fun to me. These last 6 or 7 streams, I have no clue what's going on, but countdown to green coming in here in just a second. Let you listen in.
It's down to this 500 laps at NASCAR's shortest track to decide who races for a Cup Series championship. It's the NASCAR Cup Series Playoffs from Martinsville, the Xfinity 500. Hi, everyone, and welcome to Martinsville. I'm Marty Snyder. The field about to roll off the grid here in Southern Virginia. This race today will set the championship for the title will be decided right here on NBC Sports next Sunday at the Phoenix Raceway. Opening ceremonies just wrapped up moments ago. Xfinity loyal customer Barbara Adams is the honorary starter today. And today's Grand Marshals were Janice Turner and William Macy, who just gave the command to start engines.
Welcome to the Xfinity 500. Drivers, start your engine!
So no countdown to green today. What's up with that? No countdown to
Xfinity
green.
Rewards members enjoy special perks and unique experiences just like this one, simply for being
One
a
more
customer.
like the 20. I'll hit that
Kyle
like
Larson
button.
and Christopher Bell already locked into Championship Sunday. So those 2 spots are up for grabs today. Let's bring in Dale Earnhardt Jr. and Jeff Burton. Jeff, how chaotic is Martinsville as a cutoff race?
Oh, this place is so chaotic. We've seen it in the past. And why is it so chaotic? It's a small half-mile racetrack.
Go
very
Chevrolet,
tight
Chris
corners.
Davis.
It's almost impossible to get around here without making contact. But you're going to have to be willing as a driver to make contact in this race. Get your front bumper to his front bumper, move him out of the way, door to door, slam him, move him up the groove. Your values and morals are going to be tested all day long here.
That's right. And we've seen here at Martinsville, the drivers' tempers go through the roof, you know, and so they got to do whatever it takes. So they're racing for a championship. They want that opportunity to do that in Phoenix next week. But as you and me both know, we saw last year something that we've never seen before, and we may see it again today, Marty.
What's up, T-Van? What's going on? I'm pretty good on my side, so I'm not sure.
Winner Martin Truex Jr., who in his own words said nothing has gone right in the playoffs for the regular season champion. But as he told me, he's viewing today as a reset for him and his crew. The number 19 pit crew has been much maligned during the playoff run. And this week, changes on the team for Truex, a new rear tire changer, and Jackman coming in. Will the last-second Hail Mary be enough to help Truex advance to the championship for a record 6th time? They have 500 laps to figure it out, Parker Kligerman.
Well, Marty, today could be a defining moment in Denny Hamlin's career as he comes in this cutoff race 17 points below the cut line. And he told me, you know, today is not a must-win, but he's approaching it as a must-win. And why not? At 51 career wins and 42 years old, how many more chances is he going to have to get that elusive championship? And what a better place to come than Martinsville, where he's won 5 times. Can he get that 6th win on a day that he might need it and go after a championship game?
Just about 5 minutes, Lonnie.
Blaney has the first pit stall in off the backstretch that everybody
NBC kind of threw a wrench in my plans here.
Now becomes a liability when his crew finishes quickly, such as a strategic 2-tire stop. He's got to be very careful blending back in to the line of cars coming past him. Thanks to good finishes at Vegas and Homestead, Ryan starts today 10 points above the cut line, but he doesn't need damage on pit road to halter his quest for advancing to the championship for next week. Kim Kuhn.
Well, Dave, after spinning out in qualifying, Tyler Reddick starts mid-pack all the way back in the 19th position. That spin made their job today much more difficult. That's because Tyler comes into this race minus 10 points below the cut line with a real opportunity to point his way into the championship 4. Stage points, though,
exactly,
will be
Rowdy.
paramount.
I agree with you 100%.
Scott says there is a serious concern that if the first stage goes green, they will not be in position to earn any stage points. In that case, it changes their focus to a must-win situation.
When you win, you got to win, man.
He's willing to use his bumper here today.
Well, Kevin, we mentioned Martin Truex Jr. and his pit crew. One advantage they have because they won the pole, the #1 pit stall at Martinsville, one of the best pit stalls on the entire NASCAR circuit. Why? Well, Martinsville's known to be very chaotic on pit road. It's narrow, there's 2 sharp turns, but this stall has a tremendous advantage because it allows your own exit lane, in essence. No one in front of Truex today, and it's also close to the camera at the end of pit road. All of that should help the 19 team on every stop. It's almost time to go green. Let's head up to the booth. To Rick
All right,
Allen
let me see
and
who
Steve
you got to win today. Who you got to win today?
And Steve, we heard Jeff Burton mention morals and values could be tested today. So what is that limit that we might see drivers try to test here at Martinsville?
Whatever we dream up to be the limit, these drivers are going to have to cross it. It's not a question of will we see chaos like we have seen here in the past, but when. This is going to happen between Chase Elliott, Denny Hamlin. Yes, you're seeing a common number involved. Denny Hamlin again this time getting spun off the front of the 48. It's short track racing at its finest, and now you slam it into the NASCAR playoffs with everything on the line.
All these events show Denny in every single one of them.
Opportunity for those final 2 spots. It pushes every driver to their limit, both talent and morality.
Just reminding you that at the end of the first stage, the top 10 in the finishing order have a chance to get up to 10 points. If you win that stage, you get 10 points all the way down to 10th is 1 point. That's what positions, though, count for on the racetrack, too. This is how close it is. Those 2 spots, Byron and Blaney hold them right now. They're up for grabs.
They are up for grabs. Here's your Cliff Notes. Byron at plus 30. He wants a couple good stages to feel maybe not mathematically locked in, but feel very good about advancing. Blaney, Reddick, Truex, Hamlin, an absolute bar fight of a battle for points. Buescher at minus 43. While he's not mathematically eliminated, he has to be thinking this is a must-win situation, being 43 and last on the current leaderboard.
And a gorgeous fall day in Martinsville, Virginia, and the fans have showed up. Sold out crowd here to see this, the elimination race. Only 4 drivers after today's race will have a shot at the championship. For 35 races now, these teams have worked diligently to try to reach that goal. It all comes down to 500 laps here at Martinsville.
This track it's really unlike anything else. You know, Bristol has this kind of Coliseum feel on the top of the mountain. Well, Martinsville has this iconic throwback short track feel. Drivers in the field all grew up racing at a short track somewhere. You know, as the sun starts to set later, the lights
Daniel
start
Berry?
to glimmer, and that's when that action will be turned up. And right here at the green flag, it's kind of this test of
Here we go,
patience,
green flag,
but
baggity,
also
baggity, baggity.
opportunity.
Let's go racing, boys!
To the bottom. The bottom,
Oh,
right
nope.
around the curb is the preferred lane.
They tricked
so
me.
The car starting on the outside.
They tricked
like
me.
The 11 of Hamlin, the 23 of Bubba Wallace, the 4 of Kevin Harvick. Eventually, they're going to want to get to that inside lane.
Let's listen in. Ryan Blaney and this team. What was the pep talk that we heard out of them?
Everybody have a good day. Really good job last 2 weeks. Finish her off. Do the best we can. I know we can do it. Long race, trying to keep this thing clean for you.
Keep on hitting that like button. We're trying to get to 30 likes,
Long
y'all.
race, try to keep it clean for you. 500 laps around here, and you just showed us a lot of what could happen with bumping and banging.
And why he isn't starting inside the top 10, don't let that fool you. That 12 car in practice, one of the best cars on the long run. Long runs will be important.
Young Ty Gibbs.
Here we go.
Will be alongside the veteran, Martin Truex Jr. As they come out of 4, the green flag will go in the air. The Martinsville race is
Good luck, drivers. Here we go.
A little bit of polite teamwork between his teammates as the youngster Ty Gibbs in that 54 gets a slow start, allowing Truex to the bottom.
Still a fight for that second spot as Gibbs has the preferred line on the inside. Denny Hamlin in the 11 trying to take that second spot away.
And while the bottom is preferred, you can
gotta love some short track racing, y'all.
Drivers are looking for the bottom. This is more work on that right rear tire of the Hamlin. That's the tire that gives up first. So right here he turns in, everything's okay. But as the 11 goes back,
lap 3, we're gonna honor Dale Sr. On lap 3, we're gonna honor Dale Sr.
We always hear the 6 degrees
though
of
this
separation.
says 4.
Well, we're riding along
Way
on
ahead.
the Coke Zero Sugar, number 11 of Denny Hamlin. There are 0 degrees of separation from all the cars that he's racing around because he's either racing with a teammate or a car that, by the way, the 54, that's a teammate that just got in the back of him. He owns the 23 of Bubba Wallace. So he's a team owner and a driver at the same time.
14.
Let's honor Dale Sr. since it's gone by so fast. Lap 3. 3's in the chat, y'all. 3's in the chat.
Christopher Bell, he's back here just outside the top 5. 2 wide in front.
Let's go,
Kevin
Blaney.
Harvick below. Kevin Harvick, final year of his career coming to a close only here and next week at Phoenix. I know we're going to talk a lot about the playoffs and the potential champion we're going to crown next week. But it's also going to be a big send-off these next 2 weeks for Kevin Harvick.
And the crowd so respectful and knowledgeable here at Martinsville. When he was introduced, they introduced him as this might be the last time or this will be the last time that he'll race here at Martinsville. Crowd gave a big roar for Kevin Harvick and the career that he has put together.
5 more likes to 30, y'all. Hit that like button for
The
us.
short track, Rick, can run over 150 laps on fuel. So, you know, there's not a required pit stop.
We started a little late.
But if a yellow comes out somewhere in the middle of this stage, you're definitely going to want some fresh Goodyears.
Pulling out to a pretty substantial lead early, 1.5 seconds. Martin Truex Jr. over Denny Hamlin. Yellow lines underneath drivers that are in the playoffs and trying to get one of those championship 4 spots.
Jeff Jr., I'm a little jealous, I won't lie. It's my favorite track on the circuit. You were just down trackside, sold out crowd. From up here, it looks just full of excitement and entertainment down there. What was it down there on the track?
There's a lot of energy down on the racetrack. Obviously, walking through the fans, up through the grandstands to get to the booth. Everybody's excited about what's happening here today.
Yeah.
They expect to see some fireworks. We got a great dose last night in the Xfinity Series of what's possible today. And as this race goes on and gets a little deeper into those final few laps, we're going to see how desperate these drivers are.
I'll tell you what it is, too.
It started.
It is a uncharacteristically hot weekend here in Martinsville, and that is going to test the drivers. One of the hottest I've ever been in my life was at a race at this racetrack. This will be a major test. Who's in shape and who's not?
Blaney clearing the 41 of Ryan Preece.
Yeah, even though the
What's up, Pierce? What's
here
up, man?
are, usually hotter than most races, there's nowhere to really get air moving around in the car. It's a small racetrack. And so the air inside the car continues to go, temperature-wise, go up. You got engine temp, brake temps, all those things just sort of baking that driver inside there. Your feet get hot. Everything gets pretty.
Get out of the way, Bubbles. Blaney's on a mission. That's right, man. What's up, Matt?
All right, Parker, it's early in this run, but how is Denny Hamlin doing out there on track?
Well, Dave, he's been quiet. Sorry, Rick. He's been quiet on the radio, but one of the things you saw there early on was it move in front of Ty Gibbs at 54. I spoke to his crew chief, Chris Gabehart, before this race, and I said, how do you race your teammates? Obviously, against the 19, maybe the best team win, but what about the 54, the 20? He said, all the teams that Joe Gibbs met and discussed this, and obviously there's ways that they can help us and be courteous on the racetrack. I think you saw that at Ty Gibbs when he let the 11 slot in from the high side into turn 3 and now runs in second, trying to chase down that 19 car, Martin Truex Jr.
Top 2 right now. They, between them, have 8 Martinsville wins. 5 for Denny Hamlin, 3 for Martin Truex Jr. A grandfather clock.
Truex continuing to lead here.
This race for the winner.
Hamlin gives Briscoe Larson.
As we see already, pressure being put to the 23 of Bubba Wallace. Ryan Blaney in that 12 is definitely faster.
Ryan Blaney in practice yesterday had a ton of speed. This team really hasn't had a lot of speed this year, but in the playoffs, they brought it, Steve. They've had their best runs of the year. They've been consistently fast, and even, a lot of different racetracks from last week to this week, but speed in both of them. Dave.
Ryan Blaney can see the weaknesses of Bubba Wallace there on track, but he's being reminded over the radio. And to your point on practice yesterday, crew chief Jonathan Hassler, who you see right there, told me that they were indeed one of the best cars, if not the best, especially in the group that they practice with. Their only weakness, a little bit in the longer, later runs. So right now, great time for the 12 car. They made adjustments to make those longer runs the best.
We've continued to see Bubba Wallace get better and better, and he's trying to stay in front of Ryan Blaney. Off the racetrack, these two are best friends. On the racetrack, they're enemies. They're fighting for every inch on the track. They're fighting for every position.
The 12 car was probably the best car in practice. So even if Bubba does end up giving this spot up, I mean, he's giving it up to a really fast race car. Stay focused, stay driven. You get passed by a car, you think, okay, we're not good. Somebody's faster than me. But this might be the best car in the field before it's all said and done. It's 12 with Blaney. Bubba's sitting right there in front of him. Blaney trying to figure out a way to create a run. When he got up underneath him at one time, made contact. The reason why the contact happens is because it's so hard just to even get that ground on a driver. And so you can't really give it up if you get that opportunity.
Bubba and
start to see a little rubber being
Cindric battling there. Bubba and Cindric battling.
Drivers are hoping that it's going to allow a lot of rubber to go down on this track with this new tire and widen it out and present opportunities to make passes, move around in the corners.
Bubba Wallace's teammate, Tyler Reddick, qualified 19th. You can see the points right there.
One more like the 30, y'all. One
really
more like.
Needs a good run today. Had good speed in practice.
Hit that like button
lay
for
a
us.
qualifying lap down at all. Actually spun out on his second lap. And that got him started 19th. Well, he has only gotten up to 18th. So it is tough to pass today. And when will his patience wear out? That's the question for Tyler Reddick.
What's up, Matthew?
Change? You came in here thinking you could race for points.
Is he doing well? Awesome.
Does it get to the position where you feel like you have to win? And if you do, what are you willing to do to go get that win?
There's a train on the racetrack, and right now the engine is Truex Jr. There's also something unique about this racetrack. It's right next to the train tracks as the train goes by. Truex Jr. leading at Martinsville.
All right, welcome in, y'all. Just joining us. My name is CeeLo. On the Go at CeeLo is the channel. We've been doing NASCAR racing here on Sundays since the Daytona 500, and we hope for you to join us. One more race tonight, and then tomorrow, next Sunday, we'll be live here for the Championship 4 weekend, live from the Phoenix, Arizona Phoenix Speedway, and we'll crown a champion. We started the beginning. We're going to finish it. So thank you guys so much. We appreciate being here all the way in Runaway Railway. That's right. It looked good. But thank you guys for tuning in. Make sure we'll see if we can get some more folks in here. I'm not sure what's going on with everything, but I guess got to handle what I got to take what I've been given. So we'll have fun no matter what. Please make sure you're hitting that like button for us. And then if you haven't, or if you're new to us, make sure you subscribe as well. We've made a lot of new NASCAR fans here. We've had a lot of fun, and this has been a good run for NASCAR. So been really helpful for the channel. If you'd like to help the channel, exactly what it says in the pin message, hit that thumbs up button, subscribe to the channel, become a member of the channel, or hit a super chat. Those are the 4 ways you can help out here on the channel and help the channel grow. Just by watching, you're helping the channel grow. So thank you guys so much for everything. We'll bring back the audio here in just a second as Martin Truex Jr. continues to lead with 31 laps complete. Need delayed Pred's victory dance? Yeah, exactly, right? We'll get back to hockey here as soon as he's passed for 2 touchdowns. Very nice. We'll get back to back to hockey right after baseball's over. We're doing the World Series on our channel as well, so we would love for you to join that too. But here we go, back to in-race audio.
Cars in front of him, like the 42 of Hocevar, the 31 of Haley, 16 of Allmendinger, 43 of Jones. They hear the leaders coming. With still almost 100 laps at this stage, Martin Truex Jr. is going to lap a good ways into the group here.
Yeah, see, back-to-back poles for Martin Truex Jr. and his crew chief, James Small. They're hoping to turn that into their first top 5 of the entire playoffs. With just 2 races left here in the season.
Truex, the leader.
James Small this morning, Steve, he said,
Byron
never made more changes, though,
and Hamlin. So Byron would be the one in if Truex wins tonight.
Was terrible. Have you ever been in that situation with Jeff Gordon or Dale Jr., Steve, where you had a great short run car, you sat on the pole maybe?
Look at all those Chevys in the back.
Well,
look at all those Chevys.
Martinsville, rarely do you get a car that's good at the short run and the long run. The 19 in practice, that terrible you were talking about, was the right rear tire. In the long run, it would just lose grip. That's the tire that saturates.
He's in 27th spot, Rowdy.
He would just get looser and looser and looser. The concern is if you change everything to fix the long run, maybe you would be bad at the short run. Now, the good news for Truex, obviously so far, 35 laps in the race, the short run on the 19 looks okay.
We showed Martin Truex Jr. leader. He's above the cut line because of that. Again, you win and you advance if you're one of the 6 playoff drivers that haven't won already in this round. So he is above the cut line, and now the 2 right there around the cut line, separated by 7 points. Byron in front of Hamlin.
Jeff, you and I have had this debate, right? Long run versus short run. But you know my favorite quote, in every single long run, there is a short run. So I appreciate James making some adjustments, but I want to make sure that that car fires off.
Well, exactly, because, Steve, there's a lot of races here that end with a rash of short runs. If you don't have takeoff speed and somebody has it better, even you can lead the entire race and lose it with 10 to go.
The cars that Truex is lapping, they're going to race him just a little bit harder to try to stay on the lead lap. It's allowing Denny Hamlin to close in as we watch right here on the nose of this 11 car, the Coca-Cola Zero Sugar Cam.
The gap used to be 1.6 seconds. It's all the way down to 0.4 seconds now.
And this is where I think having a teammate is really valuable. You know, they're both kind of on the same agenda, you know, like
they don't show up very well, do they?
Pressure.
I was wondering how they would look.
Behind him is Briscoe. They're kind of spread out a little bit, so
we have emojis for you members.
Pressure's
We
not
got
high
NASCAR emojis, but they're kind of small, so I don't know if I like those or not.
We were hoping this tire would maybe widen this track out a little bit. We're seeing some drivers move up.
Keep on hitting that like button. We're trying to get to 40 likes now. 40.
Drive off the bottom on exit to be able to get into gas sooner. As this groove widens out, that becomes even more possible to be able to drive up on those slower cars and cross them over and get up under them on corner exit.
Parker, how about Denny Hamlin now?
Well, Jeff said there's no pressure on these Gibbs drivers, but for the 11 team, I'm not quite sure about that because since the start of this race, they have anticipated this moment of the 19 getting into traffic. At lap 11, they were telling Denny how long till they got to the back end of the field because they felt like this is where the opportunity lies for the 11 car. One is the long run. They feel like Denny's one of the best on the long run at this racetrack, but also his ability to get through traffic and to catch and make passes in traffic. And as you alluded to, Rick, he cut almost a second out of that deficit to Martin Truex Jr. as they navigate through this traffic. So the 11 coming online here at lap 42 as they're in heavy traffic.
Junior, you brought up a great point. If you're the next car in front of Martin Truex Jr., you're going to race him as hard as you possibly can because you do not want to go a lap down. The difference, though, is once Martin goes by him, they will let Denny by because they don't want to race Denny as hard because it's not as big a deal because they're already that lap down.
Yeah, that's right. I mean, you're lap down, so you're trying to get the free pass if the caution should come out. So you definitely want to keep the cars in front of you that are also getting lapped within distance. But what also happens, Rick, is all of these cars in front of Martin start racing each other harder. They get desperate. They start bumping on each other, pushing each other out of the way, trying to put more cars between them.
Out of the way, Larson.
Blaney.
Larson in 7th.
We mentioned how he was able to get by Bubba Wallace and then set his sights on the 5. And Blaney's looking very strong already. He's running in the 8th position, and he's closed the gap on Kyle Larson.
For this day to be successful for Blaney, he needs to continue to drive through this field in this first stage. He needs top 5 stage points. Both the cars that are trying to chase him down in points are running 1-2, Truex and Hamlin.
Blaney doing all he can 45 laps into this, but it's kind of tough when Martin Truex Jr. has led every lap here at Martinsville.
This is
all right. Thank you guys so much for tuning in. We're getting the commercials like we always do, if I can get to it. Appreciate y'all being here. Thank you so much. Make sure you're hitting that like button as you're coming in, and see if we can get to 40 likes. 40 likes will be our new goal, and you guys know what to do as you come in. We're going to be doing World Series coming up here tomorrow, Tuesday, and Wednesday. That'll be, and then we'll see what happens after that. But there's a series tied at one piece. Make sure you join us for that as well. But make sure next week for sure. Come find us next week. We'll be definitely doing the next race here on the channel. Might do Saturday and Sunday. I might do the Xfinity Championship and the NASCAR Championship. We'll see. Depends on what the World Series is doing. But thank you guys for everything, and we'll be bringing you in-race audio back here in just a second. But thank you guys. As we start a little about 30 minutes later than we normally do, they didn't have the countdown to green, so I thought the countdown to green was going to be at 1 o'clock, but I was wrong. They didn't even do a countdown to green. So we're really behind on our likes and our viewers. We lost a lot of viewers because we weren't on. I swear the boss hates Kyle. Why makes he work Sundays for Keselowski fans? Wait, I just read that wrong. Rowdy says, I swear my boss hates Kyle. Why? He makes me work Sundays. Oh, I get you. I'm definitely going to have a conversation with YouTube after today. This is ridiculous. This is crazy. So stupid. So just waiting on it to come back. Here we go.
A new leader in Martinsville. Denny Hamlin was able to get by 19 of Martin Truex Jr. There was a little bit of bumping and banging. Martin Truex Jr. ended up in the high line, and Denny dives down below.
Let's go, Denny, in the
Truex
lead.
is having some troubles with his car, locking up the left front. That usually means the car's getting a little bit tight on him. As more rubber gets laid down on this track, there's a huge shift towards getting tighter and tighter.
Everybody's starting to move around on this racetrack looking for how to get their cars to rotate. And we're also seeing a ton of rubber
53 laps already
on the bottom
complete.
groove right here in turn 3 and 4, and it starts to actually stack up on top of the racetrack. Drivers are trying to avoid that with the tires. If your tires hit it, you just slide across the top of that. So you see that rubber stacking up, building up on top of that, right on that outside groove. So you'll want to either run below, above, or straddle that as you go through the corner. We're seeing lots of cars moving around down in 3 and 4.
It gets glued to the racetrack, and then it just continues to build on itself. Ty Gibbs, you saw right there, he's running the second lane. Went all the way around it. I'm sorry, that was Christopher Bell. Went all the way around it, running the second lane. When you hit it, it's like your car is on ice. It just immediately just chatters across it. Won't turn, won't make rear grip.
We used to see this every single race about a decade or more ago, right? And then the tires got a little harder with the next-gen car, a little different tire, a little more conservative tire, and we did not see it. We didn't see rubber get put down on the track, but this is a new tire designed to put more rubber down on the track. That's one of the byproducts of that, is the rubber stacking up on the track and creating another obstacle for the drivers. I dig it.
Oh, I love it. This is what it should be, right? If you don't have challenges like this and you don't have cars that go away on the long run, this really becomes purely a track position race. You start calling it, as crazy as it sounds, like a repave. You know, save gas, save tires. That's not short track racing we want to see. This obstacle now of the rubber going on the racetrack is giving drivers a fit. It's going to give crew chiefs a fit, and then now we're going to have good and poor handling race cars.
We saw the 16 of A.J. Allmendinger trying not to go a lap down to the 11 of Denny Hamlin, but he did get past. So now there are still 30 cars on the lead lap. Eric Jones, the last car on the lead lap in the 43, as we're riding along with Hunt Brothers Pizza. Number 4 of Kevin Harvick looking out the windshield. Take a look at the progressive telemetry as we ride along with Kevin Harvick.
So
down
shifting,
into third gear.
Yeah, shifting here at Martinsville, we won't see high gear. 5th gear not used, the way this next-gen car is designed and the gearing put in it. So you see them up to 4, which is what high gear will be here at Martinsville, down to 3rd gear. Really, every lap we're going to see shifting.
And you can see the challenge of passing, right? He's right behind his teammate, Chase Briscoe.
Yeah, that's where actually, they just kind of logging laps right now, Rowdy. Logging laps.
Drive into. You almost have Chase has got to make a mistake. Or right there, you can throttle up before he can and drive underneath him. It is a very difficult pass. It's always been. This racetrack is a real test, and they got to do it all day.
How hard is this track as far as physically on a driver? We just saw, or when riding along with Harvick, he's shifting every corner, but then he was flipping switches there too while he was on the straightaway.
I'll tell you the worst part and the most physical part about racing here is braking. And whatever leg, you know, your left leg, your foot as well, you'll almost walk with a limp when you come out of here today because of mashing the brake pedal repeatedly so many times in a row, and also how that pedal goes to the ball of your foot. It bruises your foot, and so it's really painful. Especially if your car's tight, you mash the brakes so much harder
Hanging out,
to
man.
slow the car
Appreciate
down
you
to
being
be
here,
able to
dude.
rotate
Thank
the
you.
corner. If you got a tight race car, it can be difficult. Parker?
Right, Dale, it's about 1,000 pounds of pressure each and every corner, each time under greens. We ride on board here at Kevin Harvick. Something interesting from his crew chief, Rodney Childers. We talk about the veteran that is Kevin Harvick. He said to me, you know, when you look at the 14 of Chase Briscoe, Ryan Preece, and the 41, Eric Almirola, they all run the same setup. He said, Kevin, we run an entirely different setup. And Steve, I think that's something interesting for fans out there to realize. When you have a veteran driver who knows that feel, even in a next-gen car, how many races he's been here, he has a setup that's entirely different than them, and yet here they are both running 4th and 5th, nose to tail. Sometimes you just got to trust that driver's feedback when he has that much experience.
Well, and that's something, Parker, that short tracks really
Kevin Harvick running in 5th place.
Will allow a crew chief to lean. When you go to a high-speed racetrack, engineering is going to dominate. I'm sorry, Dale, Jeff, you may like the car to feel this way or that way, but I'm going to put the car in the best aerodynamic position. I'm going to put the car tires in the best location for the most grip, and you kind of almost have to drive around it. Jeff, as much as you don't want to hear this, you got to drive it a certain way. But here at Martinsville, there are a few things I perhaps have to do the way the track's designed, but there's a lot of things I can adjust to customize it more for the driver.
Yeah, it is such a difficult thing to do because
I haven't heard that
drivers
yet.
all drive differently. You know, it's not like we're computers and you just
Correct,
drive
Pierce,
a certain
logging
way.
laps. How's my boy
Everybody
Golf
feels the car
doing?
differently. Everybody likes the car to be good in a certain area, doesn't want to make compromises in others. And just running a common setup across all the cars doesn't always work. Marty, what do you have on William Byron?
Oh, he don't play yet.
Well, Jeff,
he plays on Monday night.
William
Let's
Byron
see.
did with 6 wins to Martinsville here in the season of 2023, plus 30 above the cut line as well. So a lot of people had William Byron penciled into the championship 4, but the team did not qualify well, 16th, and they have not run well so far, just up 2 spots to 14th. I think it bears reminding everyone, Jeff, that Kevin Harvick came into this race 3 years ago, plus 42 above the cut line. Did
What's up,
not
Braden?
advance
How
to
you
the
doing?
championship 4, simply
Yeah,
on
I see that,
speed.
Pierce.
So
I see that now.
That bears the question, should William Byron feel comfortable with that plus 30 margin above the cut line? He's already lost a lot so far early on.
You can't feel comfortable with anything in Martinsville. He came in with a big lead, but if he does not get stage points here, Hamlin running first, Truex running second.
What's up,
That's a lot
Matthew?
of points that
Welcome
those
in.
guys could get. Blaney, he's running 7th with a fast car. Maybe he's going to even go further up. That, to me, puts William Byron in a difficult situation. He only got 1 stage point here in April, and he finished 23rd. So not great speed today, not great speed in the spring. They're going to have to find a way to get better.
Byron running 14th up front. It's been all Joe Gibbs Racing with Hamlin and Martin Truex Jr. up front. You're watching the NASCAR Cup Series Playoffs, Xfinity 500.
All right. Thank you guys so much for tuning in. Denny Hamlin continues to lead Martin Truex Jr. Both of those guys want to get in. So Denny's put it out front already, and we'll see if he can keep it out front. He needs to win to get in, or at least a better top 2 finish, or get some stage points as well. Stage points and a good finish. Hopefully we'll get him in. All depends on who else gets in. So we need maybe Larson or Christopher Bell to win this race to get us in. So Denny Hamlin, Martin Truex Jr., Ty Gibbs, Chase Briscoe, Kevin Harvick are your top 5. If you don't see your driver and you want to know, let me know what you got. I wish I was going to watch, then I see what you had. No thanks. All right, Shane. It's all good, man. It's all good. I understand completely. Thank you, Budar. Appreciate it. So I guess I need to get rid of my hat. Is that what does it? It's all good. It's all right. But thank you for stopping by, Shane. I appreciate it. I totally get it. It's okay. I got to support my driver, man. You would be doing the same thing. You'd be supporting your driver if you were doing this too. That's how it goes. I've been wearing this all season, so I don't know what the difference is. All right, what's up, Stupid Roofer, man? Good to see you, bro. Needs a Figment hat? Yeah. If I put my Braves cap on, would that be better? To get a crowd in here. I thought about buying a Figment shirt while I was there, Pierce. Thought about it.
Learn more English sport safety information at insiderseat.com.
All right, back at it here, y'all.
Race
Have
day
fun.
companion. Follow your favorite drivers with access to their in-car cameras. You can even choose some alternate camera angles. All you have to do, visit NASCAR.com/drive, or you can download the NASCAR mobile app. So 2 drivers above the cut line. That would be the 11 and 24. Denny Hamlin.
You're rooting for Denny. Good deal.
Denny Hamlin leading the race. William Byron 5 points above the 12 of Ryan Blaney. And Martin Truex Jr. now 7 points behind William Byron. So those 4 drivers, 2 on the top of the cut line, 2 on the bottom of the cut line.
Well, look where William Byron is running and why
Should be
that's
an
hurting so
interesting
much.
run,
He's
y'all.
14th.
Keep on hitting
so
that like button. We're
Hamlin's
trying to get to
leading,
40
Truex is
likes, y'all.
second,
40
Blaney
likes.
7th, right? So everyone in that points battle is right inside that top 10, either leading or scoring points. But all the way down in 14th is William
Craig's
Byron.
lid would be
52
much
laps
better.
to go on the stage. There's got to be just a smidge of
All right, we're gonna
panic setting
test
in,
it.
thinking they may miss this first pay window.
Look right here. You can see it all on the screen, the top 7. Now that the 11's past the 43, he's driving away, but the rest of the 2nd through 7th
gonna
place,
test it.
all right here together. Lots of spots available. Truex doesn't want to lose any.
And at the backside of this is the 12 of Blaney trying to get through all of this.
Gotta test it.
In
How's
on the
that?
end of the stage.
Starting to see a few
No, I did
drivers
not.
try that
I did
second
not.
line. Even when they're not around traffic, they'll run that higher line here.
Yeah, I think this car right here, the 12, look, he's like, hey, man, I've got
test
to
it.
be aggressive. I don't got any choice here. It's got to do whatever it takes to take this spot. You cannot wrestle and race with this 20 car and allow these guys in front of you that are spots and positions to get away.
Blaney trying to take that 6th spot.
Blaney's getting
Bell
impatient with the
fighting back on
blockers.
outside.
Yes,
Bell
Blaney in
has already
7th
clinched
spot.
a spot. His win earlier in this round.
82 laps of 130 for stage 1. Come on, Denny.
The 4 car of Harvick in front of him.
I don't know what I need here, Adam. I like get that slide in the rubber real bad. Sometimes I slide loose, sometimes I slide tight.
Yeah, at least I did. There'll be a vlog for that too, Pierce.
Jeff.
And Adam Stevens is not going to fix that problem. Like, he is not going to make a change to the car to make it ride over the rubber better. What Christopher's got to do is figure out where he needs to put the car so he doesn't have to run through the rubber, or so that he's running through it and going straight on corner exit, and then make the adjustment to the car so he can do that. Because there is nothing Steve can do to help my race car to go across the rubber bed.
No, but I have so much information now, Jeff. I think you're absolutely right. Now I'm not looking at tire
Wonderburger
pressure
won
or wedge
the
in
Holler
car.
race. This
Now
is
I'm
pretty
looking at
cool.
Everyone else's driving line and driving style. I'm not going to say you're doing it wrong, Jeff, but as we ride on board with Bell, looking at that Toyota onboard, I'm going to start making suggestions, right? Hey, Hamlin is trying this. I'm not trying to tell you what to do, but you're busy. You can't see what everybody else is doing. Let me see everything I see from the pit box. Give you a few laps. We still have 46 to go. Do a little test, a little experiment, and see if any of those work for you.
85 laps of 130 complete.
All right, there are a couple
Hamlin continues to
drivers
lead.
in these playoffs that are struggling right now, with Reddick and Buscher running in the
3 more likes to 40. Hit that like button
position.
for us.
Kim, what are they saying on the
3
radio?
more likes to 40.
Well, Tyler Reddick has been silent on the radio, but to your point, he's running 17th. Really hasn't made much headway after starting 19th. And this is exactly what crew chief Billy Scott was worried about. The fact that if this stage goes green, it does not present strategy opportunities for them to make up ground on track position. So they're going to have to flip a switch if it does stay green and change their focus to a must-win situation and figure out what that looks like for the second half of this race. They did feel good about the long run, but just still disconnected in the corner for Tyler Reddick, Dave.
Chris Buscher runs 19th in the 17 car. When I bumped into the birthday boy, yes, he turns 31 today. I asked him what he got for his birthday. He said nothing. I don't want anything yet. What I want is in victory lane, a grandfather clock, and that's going to be what it takes for Chris Buscher to advance.
Chris
to the
Buscher has
championship.
to win.
Right now, his
Just
car
like he
is
said,
hard
he
turn
has
the
to
corners,
win to
but
get
that's
in.
Getting better. It's freeing up a little bit. The big problem hasn't passed anybody.
Yeah, running back in that 19th position. We've talked about at the end of the stage, you can earn points. Chris Buscher's not in a point situation. He has to win this race. He's at such a deficit. That's the only way he can advance into the championship for him.
Really? Interesting. I don't know. Mine looks clear. On my iPad, I'm watching. It looks clear, so I don't know. Might be your internet.
He was one of the drivers I saw that was running a little bit higher line earlier.
Yeah, some of those cars, you know, Cindric running 20th, some of those cars back in the pack were kind of forced to run somewhere else, and several drivers found it to work well, and then others started copying it. We see that every week, Junior. We see guys in the back of the pack kind of forced to do something different. It works. Spotters immediately see it, start telling their drivers to try it.
Blaney right there wiggling on throttle, car trying to spin the rear tires. We're right at that point where some cars in these last few laps are going to just drop off a cliff. The balance is just going to go away. 90 laps on the first set of tires always is a lot to ask at Martinsville. Track's a little green. It's going to put down some rubber, and rubber's coming off your tires, and you're going to be slipping, sliding around. How much of that is that 12 car
Everybody else getting a lag?
You watch this 24 and this 10. These two have been battling.
Let me know.
For much of this stage. That's a great example right there of the 10 trying to move around, and the 24 staying down on the bottom in the rubber, and watch him slide and not be able to exit the corner. And he watches this 10, sees this 10 make some headway. Maybe he tries that line himself in a few laps as this 10 gets smaller and smaller.
Yeah, Byron's view.
There he goes. He's going to go up there now. He's like, I can't keep losing ground, but When he tries to turn across the racetrack, man, he drives across that rubber, just can't really get in the throttle there.
Pods on board giving us this shot from William Byron, and Byron running in that 15th position right now. NASCAR is 75 years old, and this racetrack is older. Ever since there was a NASCAR, they have been racing right here at Martinsville Speedway. And Steve mentioned it earlier.
Buffering keeps putting me behind in the chat. So weird. Like on my iPad, it doesn't show anything wrong with it because I'm watching it. There's no lag. There's no nothing. So I'm not sure. That is so weird. 2 more likes to 40. Help us get to 40 likes. I think it's on YouTube. Apparently, Red Zone was doing it too. Okay, well, maybe it's that. Because on my end, I don't show anything, but who knows?
We've come a long way in 125 years. Pushing boundaries and giving it everything we've got. There's still a lot more road to run.
Yeah, I'm on my laptop now. It's lagging. So I don't know. I have no clue. We'll keep on doing it anyways. We'll keep on doing it. I'm so sorry, guys, that it's acting that way, but I don't know. Everything is working on my end, so I don't know. See if I can try to fix something here. It says my quality is good, so I don't know. Weird.
As easy as loving Parmesan. Say when. Say when.
All right, so Denny Hamlin continues to lead. Martin Truex Jr., Ty Gibbs, Chase Briscoe, Kevin Harvick, Ryan Blaney, Christopher Bell, Kyle Larson, Ryan Preece, Bubba Wallace is your top 10. Stupid River. I'm sorry, y'all. I don't know what's going on. YouTube must be hating me lately. It's not being good, not been kind. Okay. Anyone but Hamlin. I understand, Troy. I understand, man. It's all good.
Bubba Wallace is debuting the Xfinity selfie car. The paint scheme has 65.
He's my driver.
Members highlighted on the hood of the car.
It is what it is.
The chance to imagine themselves on the track during the race. Xfinity Rewards. It's free and easy to join with rewards starting from day one.
100 laps.
And they'll just keep on coming.
Like that.
Xfinity
30 more to go in the first stage.
And customers scan the QR code and explore your rewards today. Bubba Wallace is falling back to the 10th spot.
Danny Hamlin continuing to try to
land
cars, was working on the inside of Suarez. Suarez got a little bit defensive, so he just rolled to the outside and rolled around the outside of him. And, you know, these cars aren't awful. I mean, Suarez is 26th. The front of this group is the 47 of Stenhouse and the 21 of Harrison Burton. That's 22nd and 23rd. So, oh man.
That's about a wreck right there. Oh, it is going to be a wreck.
I don't show any.
And it is around. The 48 goes around. And
oh, wreck.
You called it, Junior. Alex Bowman of the 48 was getting roughed up, and there was no give.
It started off turn 4. That wreck took
Bowman,
was a half a lap.
Who's involved?
And so, Corey LaJoie, a lap down. When the caution comes out, the highest scored lap down car that's not
Bowman just wrecked
the caution or didn't cause the caution will get a free pass.
And that happens right in front of Denny Hamlin. I'm sure that shook him up just a little bit.
Bowman, they're involved in the wreck.
And everybody else, I mean, you know, all the leaders are right there within proximity of this 11 car.
Steve, 26 laps to go. Everybody comes for tires?
I mean, I think you have to. If you only had 30 or 40 laps in your tires, maybe you can stay out. But with over 100, I think everyone's going to be looking for pit road. Let's see right here.
This
the
is
47.
down,
yeah, he gets in the 21, gets him up a little bit. They know the 11's coming. So he tries to get
happened right in front of the leaders too.
The 48's getting a lot of help. The 3 and 48 all get
that would have been bad for Denny.
And Just, I don't know if the 21's loose right there.
Wow,
but there's
he
contact,
almost
and
nailed
both cars
Denny.
sort of get behind on the steering and get turned around. And
Almost.
7 comes in there. LaJoie makes contact. It just looks like the 21's a little loose. And that, as he gets sideways, it brings him down into the door of the 48.
3 was there, got into the back of the 21, couldn't get him straightened back out again. The 7 caught up in that one with LaJoie, having some damage there. And pit stops taking place, Dave.
11th to 6th for Ryan Blaney on that run for Goodyear Tires and Fuel, Kim.
And for Christopher Bell, he said, I'm a 1 tight center, 1.5 loose off. He doesn't want to be any tighter, though. He said lateral sliding is the biggest problem for fresh Goodyear tires, Sunoco Fuel, Parker.
And for the leader, Denny Hamlin, he said just lacking a little grip.
Oh, no, he almost got him, too.
Tires for him, Marty. Martin Truex
Almost,
Jr. said
Matt.
the car is way better than it was yesterday. A little too free on the longer run. Now it's up to the pit crew. 2 new pit crew members, a rear tire changer, a jack man. Can they take advantage of stall number 1? He goes in second and comes out second, Rick, but a nice solid stop for the 19.
Yeah, the top 2 are holding their spots with Hamlin and Truex. And the free pass goes to the 99 of Daniel Suarez. So coming off turn 2, a little chaos brings out caution number 1.
Man, right in front of the leaders, too. So crazy, crazy caution. So we got fresh tires and about 30 to go, less than 30 to go in this end of this first stage. So make sure you're hitting that like button for us if you haven't already. We're trying to get to 50 likes. That's our new goal, 50 likes. And we'll see if we can get some more folks in here. I don't know. YouTube, help us out, man. Help us out. This is the place to be. We have fun here. It's a good time. But I understand a lot of people, their drivers are out of it, so they're not watching anymore. So that's how it is sometimes. But thank you guys for tuning in, and we appreciate you. And make sure you're hitting that subscribe, too, as well. We're trying to get to 8,060. We've been trying to get to 8,060 for a while. And it's been on a stop brick wall in front of us. So we've been gaining and then losing. So I'm not sure what's up, but thank you guys for tuning in on the Go with CeeLo. We've been doing NASCAR since day 1. I'm getting lag too, but it's not just on your channel. It happened to Dixon too. So something's going on with YouTube worldwide. Something's going down with YouTube. So someone check Twitter, see what they're saying on Twitter. Maybe there's something going on. But yeah, it's lagging on my laptop. But it's not lagging on my iPad. That's the crazy part about it. I'm going to look at other people, see if I can see any lag there. Oh, so many people just showing the race. It's ridiculous. The bots, man, sucks.
Ready for the restart of the NASCAR Cup Series Playoffs. Xfinity 500, Martinsville Speedway. It'll be a sprint to the finish. 20 laps to the end of stage 1. The 47 of Ricky Stenhouse Jr. caught for speeding on pit road. That's one of the things that these playoff drivers cannot have is little mistakes.
Yeah, it's lagging big time.
About earlier.
Yeah,
Now it's lagging on mine.
great shot of it. Also, something you may notice is that they picked up a lot of rubber that was put down. That's one thing that we've noticed in a lot of concrete tracks. I've now learned, since I'm not a driver anymore, that this happens at all racetracks, asphalt and concrete, but you see it so well on the concrete tracks, how under caution, the hot tires before they come to pit road and these cold tires picked up all of the rubber being laid down on the track. That makes Martinsville very tough. So the track cycles back and forth between loose, tight. But that rubber laying on the track, that's really to avoid.
Another thing that happened because the stage is
Only 20 laps away, all the cars that were a lap down basically stayed out and took the wave around. So now we're back to 34 cars in the lead lap. So all of that work by the leaders to lap cars all out the window.
Pace car makes its way onto pit road, and the field back in the hands of Denny Hamlin. chose the outside line. Maybe a little Joe Gibbs Racing
Here we go, green flag.
strategy there with Truex Jr. on the inside. As we get ready to go back to racing, it'll be 19 to go in stage 1.
19 to go. Denny needs this stage point here.
Easily clearing that 19, but here comes Ryan Blaney in the 12. A great restart, trying to take second away.
That's a great way of defending that teammate work up front. If the inside lane doesn't go, you jump with the guy in the second row. Next thing you know, Blaney's in second.
And again, 18 laps away from paying points. 3 wide here as Logano's on the outside. Larson on the inside.
Larson, Logano, Briscoe.
A little bumping. And a pinball machine to the 4 of Harvick.
3 wide rarely works at Martinsville. They worked it out.
On board with Byron with this Pods onboard camera. Up to 13th. Was kind of just stuck on that long green flag run. He's trying in these last 17 laps to get up inside the top 10. It's going to be a tall task, though, with Chase Elliott, Kevin Harvick, and Kyle Larson in front. Although Harvick goes for a big slide.
Oof.
You hear him on the radio. Points. He knows.
14, this would be for 13. 16 at the line.
So much information given to these
16
drivers.
to go in this stage.
They're
16 to go in the stage.
Get himself into the top 10. Go after these stage points.
They're forced to, because Hamlin, Blaney, Truex, all those guys having good days.
Isn't that always the case, Jeff? Go to these races. It seems to be when everyone needs a good day, they seem to find it. So much entertainment.
Competition is not going to make it easy on you. Now that Blaney racing for the lead right here. I cannot tell you how impressed I am with how this team has stepped it up. I mean, coming to the playoffs, very few people thought that they had the speed to work themselves through, but they have done a great job.
Not only the speed to work their way through. They dominated earlier in the year at Charlotte. That got them into the playoffs. But then, when they were able to win at Talladega to advance into the round of 8, I think everybody took notice, and Blaney has been extremely strong in this round.
Yeah, it's hard to believe in momentum is a real thing, but that win that you speak about, Rick, is really what's kind of turned their season back around, and they've been really good throughout the playoffs ever since. Had an almost perfect weekend last week at Homestead, gained over 27 points to the cutoff line, was 17 points out going into Homestead, came here to Martinsville 10 up, and he's having a great day. He's drove through the field trying to get those stage points he needs, Dave. And Junior, you shared some numbers at the beginning of that. I think they bear
11 to go here in this stage.
Blaney,
Who's going to win this? Denny?
Drivers here at
Or they're going to make a push. Blaney making the push. He needs to get in there.
If you think you might be pregnant,
Blaney needs to get in there. They went to a commercial.
ASAP.
What's up with that? Oh, they threw a commercial in there just for because you're watching
Listen to
online.
the 11 team, specifically crew chief Chris Gabehart under this last caution.
All right, the 12, he's the only one really coming. How he is doing it is rolling the center better. Very similar to what you watch. How he is doing it is
We're good now?
basically
Awesome.
the
I don't
quarter
know what I
mark to the 2/3 mark. Just left wheel, just wrapping. Yeah, simple.
And Steve, to your point, it's not always about turning wrenches or air
Comes
pressure.
Blaney.
Sometimes you just need to give the driver the information of what they can do differently inside that race car. Of all the information you have at your disposal, that could be the tickets he's driving away from Ryan Blaney right now.
That's why the driver-crew chief relationship, in my mind, is tougher than ever, because it's more than just about when to pit and what adjustments to make. There's so much information. You have to really manage how much your driver can kind of... how much can they absorb?
Yeah, he
while they're
is.
out
Christopher
here
Bell
trying to
is in the
race, trying
playoff.
to
He's
drive a
actually
car
in the
to
final
its
4.
perfection.
And what I heard, I believe I
CJ.
heard in that little communication there was they apparently have been watching what Ryan was doing in practice, studying that last night, so that he could reference it today. Hey, he's doing X, Y, and Z like we watched, like we saw. So that's a new thing. That wasn't here 10 years ago. Drivers having that information, crew chiefs and drivers now spending the evening going over what some of the faster cars are doing with their inputs and steering in practice.
Absolutely. That studying is paying off. And right here, the 21 and the 48, both cars that are one lap down, the only two that are one lap down, and the two that were involved in the last yellow trying to find the free pass, and patience is definitely shortened between these two. They know what's on the line. We're 6 laps away from a yellow where the free pass will be awarded to one of these two cars.
And does the driver, the 21, Harrison Burton, does he feel slighted that he was involved in an accident not of his doing, and maybe feels like the 48 is the one who delivered that to him?
Well, we talk about aggression and when do you turn it up. It's different for everybody, but right now, if you're the 21, now's the time, because you do not want to finish stage 1 a lap down. So this lap for the 21 can be as important as anything else that happens today.
The other thing that's very important, William Byron right now is outside the top 10, which means no stage points at the end of this stage if he doesn't break into that top 10. And William Byron coming in was the one with the most points above the cut line, but as they're running,
four laps
you see
to
William
go.
Byron is below the cut
4
line
laps to go.
and out of that possible championship 4.
What's going to disappoint these two is at the top of the screen,
This
the
is gonna
11
be
of Denny
interesting.
Hamlin has gotten
Denny's
to the
getting
back
into some
of BJ
slower
McLeod,
traffic
stayed
here.
out on old tires, took the
Thank you.
free power, excuse me, the waiver round. So now as the 11 laps the 78, the 21 and the 48, they may not quite realize it yet, but they're no longer racing for the free pass.
Yeah, that's a great information that needs
wear
to
what I
come from the
want.
spotter, because, yeah, you may be mad, you may
I'll
be
wear what I
angry,
want.
but
I don't care.
when it's time to pay somebody back is when
Wore
it's
it all
good for you,
season,
not
not
when
gonna
it's bad
stop
for
now.
them. And if it's not an advantage to you, it's no sense in doing it.
Denny Hamlin so strong. One more lap here in stage 1. And it's been 3,136 days since Denny's last of his 5 wins here. That's 8 years and 7 months that the drought has been for Denny Hamlin as far as a win. But he's doing everything he can here in stage 1 as he's going to grab the most playoff points right there. Stage points going to
He
Denny
gets some
Hamlin.
stage
He'll
points.
win stage 1, his 8th stage win already this year, tied for the most. But 10 points going to the winner of the stage on down 9
It's
to
going to help
Blaney,
him
8 to Martin
end of this
Truex
day.
Jr., Briscoe,
If he doesn't win, it's going to help him
Gibbs, Priest,
for sure.
Logano and Harvick all gaining points. That means Byron finishing 12th in that stage does not get.
Oh man, this is going to be interesting. Final 4 here with 6 drivers battling for 2 spots, but Denny Hamlin wins the stage, so that's a good thing for him, but he's got to win them all to get him even better. So appreciate y'all being here. Thank you so much. We're trying to get to 50 likes. If you haven't hit the like button for us, please do. But go Denny. We have redeems for you guys. I'd like to try out those redeems for the mini games that are in the chat. Exclamation points to find out how much points you have, and exclamation point gamble those points to get more points, and you can bring up your favorite drivers. I have all the playoff drivers and then some on our mini our redeem, so you can bring up your favorite driver on the screen. So thank you guys so much for being here, and have fun, sit back and relax and listen to the race. We'll have the in-race audio here for you on the channel, and enjoy. Keep it fun. You're all in on Denny. Stupid Roofer says, good to see you back here, Stupid Roofer. It's been a slow go here the last couple weeks. Last week actually we had a good ending. We had and it's back. Man, I don't know, man. Go rumble and to keep it up. I don't know. I'm talking to YouTube right now. See what's going on.
This week, go for 2. Set 5. Get
Mm.
the main bonus bets. Plus, a no sweat same game parlay every single day. The crown is yours.
How good does it feel? The threshold decor welcomes more seasonal style for less. When you can say
It's back. Buffering bad. I don't know, man. Maybe I should just need to end the stream. I don't know. It's not doing us any good. Sit here for 4 hours with it buffering. You guys are not going to want to sit here and watch it. So
at low prices, that's saving targeting.
Ride the fuel drivers and their co-pilots. Mods. Save up to 25% at mods.com during Mods Holiday Sale. And buy Xfinity Mobile. Switch to one of the fastest.
and I'm hard lined in too. So I don't know.
Well, October is Breast Cancer Awareness Month, and Chevy's created a special Eat Camaro He's held one big star to show his support on for every lap run one caution. Big pace car during October. Chevrolet will donate $350 to the American Cancer Society. With ChevyCares.com to learn more. Pit stop spots underway.
Here comes some pit stops.
Have to say how much split decision. I would expect William Byron to come to pit here. Do something to get on a different plan than Blaney and Matarza, that he just hasn't been able to keep up with yet in the race so far.
So Chris Buescher needs to win to get in. That's all he can do. Oh my gosh.
Of the right rear on exit, still too tight in the center of the corner for Byron.
So again, a lot of the field staying out and keeping that track position. We'll have restart when we return.
No Chevy in the top 10. They're all in the back, man. All the Chevys are in the back. So Denny Hamlin, let's see if he can continue to lead here. Ryan Blaney, Martin Truex Jr., William Byron, all the playoff drivers except Chase Briscoe and Bubba Wallace in the top 7. Ty Gibbs, Ross Chastain, Ryan Preece, Brad Keselowski, Joey Logano, Kevin Harvick, Brad Keselowski. Man, oh man, got lots of drivers here, but no Chevy in the top 10. Look at all the Chevys, though. They're all back here. Look at them all. There's all the Chevys. There's all the Chevys right there.
The little things that didn't happen yet. You think life is short, football is short. Regular season is 15 weeks. That's it. I should cherish every over and under of those awards over on FanDuel. With live betting on every NFL game. These are free helmet. A cold fan. Cold fan. Will just be a cold Buffalo. Bet $5 difference. $50 points. Your team wins.
Make sure to share the stream out. Hit the like button. Yes, sir, Triton. Appreciate it, man. I don't know if it's gonna take a miracle. It's gonna take a miracle. Who's in the 8? Can Buescher make it in if he wins? If Buescher wins, he can make it in, but he is no way with the way he is right now. So. Rowdy. Oh, Rowdy 8? No, he's out. The Rowdy is out completely. He is out completely. He was out a couple weeks ago, but the Kyle Busch, he is out for sure.
Nascar Cup
Championship 4. Next weekend from Phoenix, the last race of the season. It's been a long season. We've done a lot. We've had a lot of friends, a lot of friends, and it's been a good time. But Kyle Busch can win the race, yeah, but he just won't be moving on.
Follow the playoffs, see who advances and who will get cut. Powerball, the official lottery game of NASCAR. Best of luck to Donald, Peter, Stephanie, and Barbara. Already locked in. Sold out crowd here at Martinsville to find out who will be those 4 drivers that will fight for a championship next weekend in Phoenix. Already 2 drivers that have locked in, Christopher Bell, Kyle Larson, and Denny Hamlin leading this race, shown above the cut line. Ryan Blaney also above the cut line, and surprisingly, William Byron is below the cut line. Even coming in, he had a pretty sizable lead. He was plus 30 over the cut line. But the way he has been running today and where he's running right now, he is currently below that cut line. Look at all of the traffic he has in front of him after coming to pit road here under this caution. Kyle Busch on
Here
pit
we go.
road.
Green flag. Green flag. Let's go.
Comes back to green. Another great start for Hamlin. And a little contact there as the 19 got up into the 12. Blaney able to clear that 19 and hold on to second.
Everybody tries to get down to the bottom of the racetrack, and that presents opportunities for that outside groove if you stay committed to it. Everybody going to the bottom creates a lot of checkups, a lot of bottlenecking into the corner. You on the outside can just drive by all of that, but eventually you need to find that gap, that hole, and get down into that bottom groove.
We saw the 8 on pit road. He had a flat left front tire. That's why he had to come to pit road as the field was coming to green.
Oh, contact.
Byron got up into the 5 there. As
Byron in the
was
middle of
moving
that
up,
with Larson back in
once again,
16th
everyone
and
fighting for
18th.
real estate.
These restarts here, they're so difficult. You have to be so aggressive. You see an opening, you have to be willing to take it.
Byron making the move, trying to get by that 17 of Buescher. Using the higher line now. So he's on the outside. The 99 of Daniel Suarez.
It does look good. You know, came to pit road, got 2 tires, and just not really, at this moment, from this view, able to move forward, able to take advantage of that with the cars in front of him. You see this car is uncomfortable. He's trying
Blaney
to get
at
to the
half a
bottom.
second behind Denny.
Stop.
Continues to lead 15 laps
Not allow
in
that to
stage
happen.
2
Get
here.
underneath him. He continues to lose spots, Marty.
Just way too free
Forever.
for William
Stupid
Byron.
Rupert.
Steve, when I talked to his crew chief, Rudy Fugel, this morning, he said he viewed today as a heads-up battle between the 2014 and Ryan Blaney. Well, in stage 1, that did not work out for Byron. 9 stage points for the 12 team, 0 for William Byron. So almost like a head coach in a game, in the NFL game, Steve. Are you making in-game adjustments and changing the strategy as you go along for William Byron here? Because what they're doing right now is not working.
Well, I like to call the pit and get off strategy with the 12, but unfortunately I don't believe they've made the 24 car much better. They put right side tires on, afraid to lose too much track position. So either the balance with 2 tires, the balance with the adjustments, whatever it is, still under attack. Now the 1 of Ross Chastain going by, the 34 of McDowell right to his bumper, the whole time Blaney running second. It's easy to come in thinking you're safe. Marty, you said it earlier. Kevin Harvick came in here over 40 points to the good in the past and was eliminated. It's easy to say it should be simple for the 24, but you still have to go accomplish the task.
William Byron still mired back in 21st.
The other thing that happens is that when you come in and you feel like you're safe and then you recognize that you're not, it's an instant rush of anxiety. It's an instant
012, what's up?
reality check.
Where's Bowman after that
We
stint?
are
Let's
not
see.
going to be safe. We are going to have to be better than we are. And it creates
Bowman. He's back
a
in
panic almost,
33rd,
Steve, and
2
that's
laps
when
down.
leadership
33rd,
matters.
2 laps
You got to right
down.
the ship. You got to steady everybody and say, let's focus. This is what our goal is. We're going to go make it happen.
Well, you definitely want to steady the ship. The other thing you have to keep in mind is he's currently out with Hamlin leading. It would be the same with Truex leading. And I think that's a real scenario they have to be concerned about. But you can't panic yourself right into a big issue. Kim.
And for Tyler Reddick, the only way they were going to stay out that last caution is if they could get a top 5. Well, too many cars stayed out for them to take that strategy gamble. So they came down, put
012.
fresh Goodyear tires on that car, made adjustments.
He was
to
battling
tires,
for a
and it's
free
still too
pass,
tight.
but leader
The
got by
engine's
another
not
car.
terrible.
Yeah,
It's
so
the
he's a
center
lap
they need to
down.
fix, but
He is a lap
he didn't
down.
have a solution for them. He says, I don't know how to fix it. I can't do what I want with this car. So right now that car just disconnected in the center of the corner.
Tyler Reddick, another driver that thinks just
That was William Byron, Rick, saying, I've got nothing here. I've got nothing right now behind the wheel. Jeff, to your point, you can feel the frustration, not the panic, but the frustration starting to set in the 24 camp down here.
Well, panic is a set of stages, and the first one's frustration, right? And then the next one, if they can't find a solution and they can't find speed, then panic comes next.
So the 24 is still stuck on the outside as McDowell is working his way by him. We'd mentioned the 45.
Oh, the 45's almost around.
Oh.
Rick, sorry.
That's close.
Yeah.
In that
He
beast
slid all
car.
the way through turns 3 and 4, trying to get around the 5 of Larson. Larson's fading back. And now they're just going to, oh, man, they're beating on the back bumper of that 45 now. You see blood in the water, but that look at that's a bad deal for 24 there. He loses multiple spots lifting off of the turn 2 there.
Stuck on the outside, both the 45 and the 24.
And one step closer to panic.
Yeah, it looks like as soon as they slip this tire, I don't know if the as the temperature goes up or what, but it seems like it takes several corners for the tire to calm down and the grip to come back. But there's the 45. We saw him spin out in the same spot in qualifying. Looked almost like that was about to happen again. He gets down in the corner, gets loose, gets up into the 5.
You really want Denny to win this sucker? Just one
Yeah,
championship. Just one, right? Just one.
And then down in the next several corners,
Just
he's still
one.
struggling for grip.
Hey, 44 legs. All right.
This is the 17 trying to get around
See if we
Bubba
get to
Wallace.
50.
Little contact there.
Busher got into the curb and shot him up into the 23.
And these guys are trying to sort it out. And the 24 is better than the 45. Has gotten back around him, but they have stacked the field up behind him. It was getting exceptionally aggressive.
All right, Kim, the 45, has he got things settled out?
No, he's not. Now there's an additional problem. He just reported the water temp is getting too hot, so he said he's going to start sticking his nose out to cool it off, get some of that fresh air into the grill of that race car.
You see the 45 of Reddick, in the 3 way up the racetrack.
So
The 3 and
Hamlin,
4,
Blaney,
let's get physical
Truex,
back here in
Gibbs,
the back of the pack.
Briscoe,
All
top
of these
5.
cars are the next cars in front of the leader. So they're also not only getting aggravated with each other and trying to stay, keep the track position that they have, which isn't great, but the leader's coming. Leader will be here soon.
What's going to heat up more, the engine or the temper of the driver right now for the 45 and Tyler Reddick? Denny Hamlin's out in front. He has already led 113 laps today at Martinsville.
All right, so we go to commercial break. Thank you guys for tuning in. Hit that like button. We're trying to get to 50 likes, 6 more to 50. It's been clawing and screaming here in the last couple weeks. We're getting there. Yeah, we're getting there. We're getting there. But Denny Hamlin continues to lead Ryan Blaney, Martin Truex Jr., Ty Gibbs, and Chase Briscoe. Appreciate y'all being here. We'll bring back the commercial, the audio here in just a second. As just stick around with us. We have a good time in here. Have a lot better of a time when you have tons of fans in here, but we'll be having a good time. Hopefully we'll see what happens here next week. The championship race for the final 4 drivers will be at Phoenix. We'll be doing that next week. So I hope for you guys to come back. Make sure you're hitting that subscribe button. We would love for you to join our channel after NASCAR is over. Thank you for that subscribe. Hey, we got one. Appreciate that. We'll be doing other stuff, other sports on the channel. So be doing some hockey, some college basketball, some college football, all that. So appreciate y'all being here. So Stupid Roofer, if you could pick someone to win the championship, the whole thing right now, who would you get? Who would you guys get? If you have someone win it right now, who you think is going to be? If you had to pick it tomorrow or right now, and you could win $1 million, and you had your choice, who would you pick? I'd probably be going. Denny has to get in, but Larson looks really strong. You can tell he's just kind of laying back and chilling right now. There's no reason to go farther. He's already in. Him and Christopher Bell. Christopher Bell, where's he at? Christopher Bell in 6th place. Larson way back there. He's in 18th. So, and 14-9 Titans. There you go. Here we go. Back to it.
And allows you to adjust your picks until the end of stage 2, which is still about 94 laps away. Visit NASCAR.com/fantasy, or you can select the fantasy icon on the mobile app leaderboard to make in-race changes. You're watching the NASCAR Cup Series Playoffs, Xfinity 500 from Martinsville Speedway. Out front, Denny Hamlin has now led over 120 laps. That is now over 1,000 laps that he has led here since his last win. Let's look back at the 45 and 43 here.
The guys just been bouncing off of each other for quite a few laps. 43 into the back of the 45, pushing him up the racetrack, driving underneath him, a little body slam. Eric Jones had been on the outside of Tyler Reddick for many, many laps, and Tyler could not clear him. We're starting to see that. We're starting to see some drivers be able to get on the outside and put some pressure on the guy on the inside, and that's frustrating.
What's up, Phoenix? What's going on?
The outside,
is that your son, Stupid Roofer? Awesome.
He shouldn't be able to do that.
Welcome in,
mind.
Phoenix.
And
appreciate you being here,
very
man.
frustrating. You run out of patience.
And you wonder why a guy like Eric
Haven't
Jones,
really talked about Tyler Reddick much, other than he almost spun
in
a
today,
little while ago.
would
but,
drive one of the drivers that is.
If it ended right now, Truex, Reddick, and Busher would
like
be
that.
out.
But this is always the way this second Martinsville race goes. This has been building up all year long. Drivers are tired of getting pushed around. They've came to terms with whatever their season is, whether it's good or bad. And it doesn't take much to get under a guy's skin today. It's a completely different race than the race we see at Martinsville at the start of the year. This is the one where if you're going to get paid back or if you're going to get pushed around, it's going to happen, and it's going to happen real easy in this race.
Here's the gap between 1 and 2 now. So Hamlin has a mirror full of Blaney as he cleared Hocevar, but trying to get by the 48, and Alex Bowman moves up the racetrack. But Blaney fills that void right behind Denny Hamlin, so we'll see if Blaney is able to stay right on the back bumper of Hamlin. Dave.
And Rick, his car is still very good as you look at the points as they run to the left at the race ended now, which it's a long way from doing. Denny Hamlin winning would be okay because Blaney would be okay on points. As for the 12 car itself, he said the last adjustment, remember they stayed out last time, but the adjustment before helped the car in stability when he was getting going, just as the green flag comes out. So he told his crew, that's a good direction. Let's stay with that as he keeps Denny in his sights.
Never redeemed for Chase. It's there it is right here, Chase Elliott, and he said,
Blaney. Again, understanding this is a long race. There are still 326 laps to go.
And Denny's trying to pass one of the drivers that's hardest to pass in NASCAR. Ryan Newman's out here today doing Ryan Newman things in that 51 car, and not going to make it easy on anybody. Ryan still believes he belongs out here, and the opportunities he gets, he tries to make the best of it.
He does a great job. I mean, he really does.
Sounds like Denny Hamlin's talking about his car could use a little turn. As he's seeing the 12 car get closer, he's motivated to say something to his crew chief about the balance of the car. Now, if you're driving away, you're pretty happy, you're pretty content. You rarely will say,
Denny's been strong here in Martinsville for a long time. He's been strong here a long time.
And Dale, what's interesting about that is Chris Gabehart, his crew chief, under the last caution to stage 1, basically said, hey, I actually jumped you and made an air pressure adjustment to loosen up the center, even though Denny said he didn't quite need that. So Chris Gabehart has been on that, and he said, I didn't want to fall behind the racetrack, so I made that adjustment. Just keep me abreast of what you feel. Well, there you heard it. He's getting too tight in the center. As they update him on what the 12 is doing, they believe the 12 is a little faster through the center of the corner. They're just able to get that car turned compared to the 11.
I mean, a good crew chief goes back, looks at his notes, and he knows which direction this track
Where's all the Bologna?
And he thinks it needs adjustments, even if the driver doesn't need it. So if Denny's asking for more turn, that's probably 2x what you were thinking. Remember, Denny Hamlin, as impressive as this is, winning stage 1, leading stage 2, if he gets past, he is out. He doesn't have enough points. So it's not a must-win because we don't know where the 24 is going to finish or the 12. But this performance, compared to Blaney and Byron, still isn't enough for where he came in. It's at this moment, and Denny Hamlin said it this week multiple times, he is treating this as a must-win. I love the attitude from the moment he had an issue in Miami. You saw Chris Gabehart kind of console him on pit road and instantly said, we're looking forward, we need a clock, that's our path forward. I think that's the attitude you're seeing out of the 11.
And Denny Hamlin has been very strong in these playoffs. He's been very confident. He feels like this is his season. He's been a part of the playoffs. He's been a part of the championship 4 multiple times. But this just seems different for him. And I was with him earlier this week at his charity event, and he still had the confidence that he knew he could still go out and make that championship 4.
We have the finish like yesterday.
After what happened
Will
last
we
week
have
in
a finish like
Miami,
yesterday?
where he
We'll
had a power
see.
steering failure, got into the wall,
What's up,
lost
Justin
a lot
Cole?
of points.
Welcome
That's
in.
why now he's in this position where he has to gain as many
where
points
they
as
at?
he possibly can. He did that in the first stage. He gained 10 points. That's all that was available in the stage. He's looking for another 10 if he can win this stage as well. Marty?
Rick, a very similar story for his teammate Martin Truex Jr. Solid so far, sitting in third. Now the pit crew has to help him out. Steve, we've talked about how bad this pit crew has been all playoffs long. Now 2 members on this pit crew. Kevin Jackson is the rear tire changer. Caleb Dirks is now the jack man. And I'm curious, it feels very late in the game for this team. They have not ranked better than 28 the last 4 races on pit road, Steve. What's the dynamic when you bring in 2 new pit crew members in such a pressure-packed situation as this?
Well, I was part of a pit crew swap way back during the race at Texas. We had fallen out.
Cowboys
Chad
are doing
Knaus on the
well, too,
48
I
was
see.
having a good race, but poor pit stops. We swapped pit crews, and it propelled the 48 on, really, using that pit crew all the way to the championship. And Marty, I know they're humans, and I know we want to cheer them on in the human element, but they are professional athletes. And no one thinks anything of a quarterback throwing 3 picks gets put to the sideline, or a receiver dropping 2 simple passes, bench him for the next guy. Well, welcome to professional sports. It's uncomfortable, but if you want to move forward out of the round of 8, it can't be about feelings. I commend the change. Something had to be done. The pit stops last week for the 19, I'm not putting it on one person, Rick, but simply just not fast enough to think they were going to advance out of this race.
Well, the car's been fast enough. As we take a look at the Xfinity fastest lap, Truex Jr. turned the fastest lap on lap 3, going around this 1.5 miles in 20.50 seconds, over 92 miles per hour, his average speed. Denny Hamlin continuing to dominate here in his home state, out front at Martinsville.
All right. Thank you guys so much. I appreciate it, man. They'll pile in, so I hope so. We'll see. If not, whatever. But I appreciate everybody being here. Thank you so much for the ones that are always here for me, always hitting the like for me, always just stopping by. If you just don't like NASCAR, I appreciate you guys. I have a great following. And sometimes, toward the end of the season, it's just kind of hard to get it going. But we've had a really good run with things. We've had a lot of fun with NASCAR this year. It's brought us a lot of luck. It's brought us a lot of money. It's brought us a lot of fun. It's brought, what most importantly, it's brought a lot of y'all to me. And we've grown as a family. We've grown as a community. And it's been a good time. Now, I understand, like most drivers, they're out of the playoffs. No really reason to watch the race anymore if your driver's out. I know a lot of NASCAR fans like, hey, if Kyle Busch is not in it, I'm not watching. Or even with Dale Earnhardt Jr. or Sr., when they were in the races, if they got knocked out, the fans would leave the race. They wouldn't want to stay there and watch the race anymore. It just there wasn't any fun watching the race. So I get that too. So for the ones that are here, appreciate you. Thank you so much. We're going to end this season strong. We're going to have a good time no matter what. We're going to finish this season with the next race, and then we'll start again come Speed Weeks next February, which won't be here. We'll be here pretty quick. So appreciate y'all so much. Make sure you hit the like button. We're trying to get to 50 likes. See if we can get to 50 likes here as we go 192 laps complete of 3:08. This race is going by really quick. I was okay with the 11 until he boo-hooed all Chase Elliott and caused Chase to miss the points. I don't think that had anything to do with it. Chase, all you gotta remember, Chase missed the first half of this season because of his broken leg that he chose to go out and ski board in the snow during a season when that shouldn't be happening. So that also hurt him as well, missing those things. So here we go, back at it. Blaney making a run for Denny here on the lead.
And he is going for the lead here at Martinsville. Blaney's going to take the lead away, and what does that do to the points? Denny Hamlin now above the cut line, but only by 2. William Byron is still below 2 points back.
Wow,
Hamlin
Denny.
below the cut line if he lost the lead. I didn't think he had scored enough points, but during that situation, William Byron has lost a few more spots on the racetrack, all the way back to 22nd. For that reason,
Blaney in the
Hamlin
lead.
is in, but only by 2, even running second. Byron all the way back at 22nd. I think this is the time where they have to now have a clearer picture and say, we have got to find some points because it's the same issue with Truex, who's running third. He's only a couple points behind Byron. Marty.
Steve, things have not gotten better for the 2014. Listen in on the radio.
I don't have anything to move around with. Just, I don't know what to do, man. I know. Keep trying your hand, your best you can. See if we can get a guy here. Gotta do everything we can to stay in the lead lap here, buddy. I know. It freaking sucks, but just fight your ass off for me. I know you're doing everything you can.
Boy, Steve, you can feel it down here in the 24 camp. Concern starting to set in as we approach the end of stage 2. If you're Rudy Fugle, just 3 cars between your driver and the guy who can lap you and put you down a lap. What do you do to bail William Byron out?
Well, you can't bail him out. This is racing. William Byron's out there by himself.
Yeah, I know.
Rudy
Some people
Fugle
like
can't
it.
help
What's
us
up, Bettis?
until the
What's
caution
going
comes out,
on?
He can make adjustments. If there's something he could suggest he tries from behind the wheel, then that could help the 24. But what I heard was an honest crew chief, not
Appreciate those
overselling.
subscribes
It's
too,
awful.
guys.
It's bad.
Thank you so
it stinks.
much.
I know it stinks. We just have to do the best we can, try to stay on the lead lap. At that
Appreciate
point,
those
there's nothing else
subscribes.
you can do other than continue to work on this car. We talk about it. We talked about it at the top of the show. We saw it yesterday, Rick. The chaos is coming. It might be a couple hundred laps away, but I assure you there will be some very upset people and a lot of wrecks before
What's
this
up,
is over.
Andrew, man? The Bacon Raiders.
You
Haven't
mentioned
seen them in a
already
while.
that when we get down
Old
to those
school
last
Bacon
100
Raiders.
laps, it will get chaotic.
Exactly.
So it's been some
You're
very
right,
aggressive
Rob.
moves, and I want to celebrate the pass for the lead. I mean, Ryan Blaney racing with Denny Hamlin. Denny on the bottom, doing Martinsville things. Blaney said, nope, I'm going to do it different. Jumps in the second lane, surprised Hamlin, got alongside him, and now he's got him where he wants him. And that is not a usual pass for Martinsville. Normally the bottom is the preferred
Blaney
way around
takes
the
the lead.
racetrack.
He's the leader now. Denny's
But this
still
rubber
in the
laying down and
playoffs.
this new tire, Goodyear
He's
Brug,
still
it
in the
is providing
playoffs.
some opportunities.
Byron
Ryan
is
Blaney not
out of the
afraid to take a
playoffs
chance.
right now,
He
but
talked
by
about his car
4
getting tighter, and
points.
as the rubber gets put down on the track, the balance of the track shifts even
So that
tighter. And so when
stage
you
win
can get
one
on the
helped him
outside
out
of a
big
guy
time.
who has a tight race car, he is even more limited. Less turn, less ability to rotate the car on the bottom of the racetrack with a car on your outside.
Andrew, what's up?
Makes that pass
How you doing,
easier
man?
for the 12 car. Now you have to wonder, the 19
Cruz,
car
he needs to win. I
Truex
think
in
he
third,
needs to
running some
win
reasonably
to get
good
in.
laps. Can
Truex
Denny
needs to
Hamlin
win
hang
to
on
get
here?
in.
A lot left in this stage. And Denny, only 2 to the good over Byron. If he loses more track position with a tight balance, arrow-wise, that's going to get worse and worse, Parker.
Right, Dale. And he hasn't really updated the team on the situation. They just told him sort of the line differences that he had compared to the 12. But one interesting thing, before he got passed by the 12, they actually updated him on where the 24 of William Byron was, telling him that he's about over a straightaway away.
He's going to win the
meaning that he was
championship? I hope
close
so,
to
stupid
lapping
Reaper.
the 24 as they go through this fight, only 2 points above the 24, letting him know that they're really struggling. So as he lost the lead here, there's still a lot to fight for.
Just like racing. Yep, it does.
Denny Hamlin running in that second position now after winning stage 1, grabbing those 10 points. That has enabled him to be above the cut line by 2 over William Byron. Now, William Byron's running way back in
76
22nd.
laps complete
Remember,
of 130.
Every position is a point. So if William Byron was to get up to 20th, he would be tied in that point situation because he got those 2 points. That would put him at a tie. So there are so many moves to be made still to determine who this championship 4 will be. But if Denny Hamlin, Ryan Blaney, Martin Truex Jr., if they can continue to put these points in their bucket before the end of this race, it's going to help them with that opportunity to make it into the championship 4. But again, 53 laps still before points can be paid at the end of stage 2.
Yeah, the trouble for Byron is that his teammates, if you had his best Hendrick car is Chase Elliott in 11th. And so if you had a teammate running well in the top 5, top 3, maybe it's just some air pressure adjustments that this 24 needs to hook this car up. But really not being able to know for sure exactly what direction to go.
Showing on the
when
screen.
you look around and your teammates are also sort of struggling with turn, grip, and what have you. I mean, it's pretty frustrating.
Yeah, a lot of conversation we've been having about the trouble of William
Pin
Byron.
that like button. We're trying to get to
he's not
60
the only
likes
one.
now.
Tyler Reddick, we saw that tight battle he had a little bit ago where here is Ryan Blaney to lap him. And coming into this race, Tyler Reddick ran very well here in the spring.
had some confidence, but it has not happened today. And
Thank
now
you,
his
man.
opportunity to win a
Appreciate it.
championship could be going away with this 12-car lapping him.
It's been a career year for Tyler Reddick. I mean, 2 wins already on the season after coming over here to 23-11, racing for Denny Hamlin and Michael Jordan. He's got a fight on his hands right now as Blaney's going to try to get this pass made and put him that lap down. But you see the statistics, 16 top 10s, 10 top 5 finishes already in 2023. A great season, but the expectations are a lot higher now as we have seen him fight his way into this round of 8 of the playoffs.
This isn't going to be an easy pass. Tyler Reddick is going to fight hard. I don't know if his car is going to allow him to fight, but we've seen this second groove. It's not bad. If he gets up here and has a little more grip than he recognized, he can make this difficult on Blaney.
Blaney still hasn't cleared him yet, Kim. Oh, up into the racetrack, they make contact. An issue with the 12. He got up the racetrack.
Blaney and Gibbs.
Let's see if he gets it righted again. More contact.
Another
made.
contact.
Blaney might have an issue.
Uh-oh.
I think they're just banging into each other. They're just racing.
Yeah, I think Blaney's issue is just a short fuse, man. He is always a guy that doesn't take much to get under his skin.
The blue with the yellow stripe flag being shown to Reddick, and I'm sure he didn't want to see that.
Well, that was Reddick, not Gibbs. I'm sorry.
Flag.
Tyler Reddick.
And that could have been an unfortunate situation had that damaged the 12 in some way, somehow. So let's watch and see how this happens. They get down to turn 3. The 12 locks up the left front. He's trying to save the car from hitting that 45. He's trying to do his best, but he's also got to allow the tire to turn and roll. He can't flat spot the tire and lock it up all the way in there. So he's trying to do a lot of different things there to minimize this situation. Unfortunately, he gets into the 45. We got a spin here with Ryan Newman turned around.
Newman spins, and there's a caution.
Gets into the 45. They actually had more contact down the straightaway, and now with
Caution
this yellow
on the track.
Well, Tyler Reddick, I believe, has scored as the highest lap down car. He's probably going to get the free pass in this situation to put him back on the lead lap. So the caution comes out at an opportune time for him.
So
Yeah, I was thinking that same thing too, Menace.
Like a little bit of contact.
Taking
right
care
there.
of it
Just
for the
gets Ryan
boss.
Turned around.
Chris Ravel may not have raced with Ryan Newman enough to know that Ryan Newman's not going to let him live that down.
I thought that my same thing, Menace. I thought the same thing.
All right, Steve, 44 laps still to go on the stage. How important
Appreciate
is
y'all
track
hitting that like
position
button
and
for
how
us. We're trying to get to
important would
60
fresh
likes.
Goodyear tires
60
be?
likes
everyone, I
here.
believe, has to come
In
to pit road.
stage 2,
96 laps
60
on these
likes.
tires.
Our goal is
Remember,
100.
Remember, the leaders
So
pitted
about 50
just before
away.
the end of stage 1. They didn't come back
help
in at
us
the end
out,
of stage
guys.
1. So nearly 100 laps on the leaders' tires. I believe they're going to have to come to
It's
pit road.
11,
Kim.
29, 11 Hamlin.
And for Tyler Reddick, he didn't lose his cool during any of that battle with Ryan Blaney. The team just checked in with him, asked him what he needed in the car. He said he's just losing the right rear over the course of the run sideways. He doesn't have much else to say, though. He told me he did say he felt like he could beat people in the corner when the car was a little bit tighter. They will likely make an air pressure adjustment to alleviate that problem.
Pit road closed this time around. You know, the leaders have 95 laps, 96 laps on their tires. Brad Keselowski, who did stop at the end of the stage, who's currently running in 10th, he has 75 laps on his tires. That still seems like an excessive amount to think you could stay on the racetrack. I don't think we'll see anybody gamble, but I believe all the leaders are going to be coming down. For William Byron, this is just a great opportunity to make another adjustment, right? Like we said, I don't think stage points are their concern at the moment. I mean, yeah, they wish they could get some, but you can't just wish something into existence. With 42 laps to go, it would have
I'm
to
an
be
old diehard
huge
Dale
swing of
Hurt
events
senior
from
fan. There you
22nd
go.
into the top 10. I think the most important thing is they are not good. They're 22nd, yet they're still plus or minus a couple points with Hamlin and the same with Truex. So there's so much potential in front of the 24.
Keeping that like
They can
butter,
make
trying to
that
get
car
to
better.
60
There's
likes,
5,
y'all.
10,
60
15
likes.
points available.
And here they come to pit road. Dave.
Ryan Blaney said, tell the 45, my bad. The rears are gone away. Didn't mean to get into him. They need a change on this car going free at the end.
He said, my bad.
And And for Christopher Bell, your top right of your screen, too tight. He said it started coming to him, though, halfway through the run. He just cannot get off the corners. He's going to stop, put 4 fresh Goodyear tires and their air pressure adjustments. No go fuel, Parker.
They asked Denny Hamlin how much he needs. He said not a ton in terms of center turn there. You see the adjustment in the right rear for the 11. They also said don't get too close to the wall. You were too close last time.
Great shot of Martin Truex Jr. coming into his pit stall. He said he can't get the car pointed in the center. It just washes up. He said, I need my turn back. Now it's up to the pit crew. They came in third. You see 1 car flash by, 2 cars flash by.
So who got it off? Hamlin? Truex, Blaney loses 2.
On pit road with
Briscoe.
2 new pit crew members.
Wow, so Hamlin and Truex.
Number 1 pit stall, very important. How about Hamlin's 11 team? Got him in front of Blaney. So now Blaney has fallen back 2 spots from when he came on the pit road. So the pit crew stepping up for Joe Gibbs Racing as Hamlin and Truex both gaining spots.
The Monster Bush. All right, so we're going to a commercial break. Thank you guys so much for everything today. Appreciate the new subscribers. Thanks for the likes. Thanks for the comments. Thanks for just hanging out. We appreciate you. But thank you so much for hanging in. And we're in stage 2 with 220 laps complete, 280 to go. So we're almost at halfway. And Danny Hamlin won the first stage. If you're just joining us, he won the first stage. And then Ryan Blaney took over the lead for a little bit. And here's your leaders for the race. Danny Hamlin has led 148 laps. Ryan Blaney led the last 25. Truex started off the race with 48. So there's your leaders. But we've been 3 leaders today. And if you're looking for a driver, let me know. I can scream the field here for you. There's the back of the pack there. Alex Bowman, 2 laps down in 35th spot. He has not been able to get back anywhere. JJ Yaley is the last car on the lead lap. JJ Yaley. Christopher Bell in 13th. Chris Buescher in 17th. Tyler Reddick. So Tyler Reddick, Chris Buescher, their seasons are almost over here if they don't do something quickly. Christopher Bell in 13th. Of course, he's already in the playoffs with Kyle Larson as well. Kyle Larson back there at 19th spot. But Denny Hamlin, Ryan Blaney, Martin Truex Jr., Chris Busch, Chase Briscoe, and Todd Gillen. Look at him in 5th spot. Look at all those Fords in the top 10. Look at all those Fords and a couple Toyotas in the top 10. So we're just waiting on them to come back. We'll bring back the in-race audio for you guys. Hope you guys are enjoying it. Make sure you're liking the stream, sharing the stream out, and also hitting that like button. We're trying to get to 60 likes. He'd bump his own daddy out of his win. I understand that.
Saturday at 7 p.m. Eastern, the undefeated Michigan Wolverines welcome the Boilermakers of Purdue into the big house. It's Big Ten football on NBC and Peacock. Here comes Saturday night. You're watching the NASCAR Cup Series Playoffs, Xfinity 500 on this beautiful fall afternoon in Martinsville, Virginia, just on the south border between Virginia and North Carolina. Huge news for the 19. That number 1 stall doesn't mean you can't speed. He got a speeding penalty.
Oh, even hurts even more for Truex.
And so Martin Truex Jr. will have to serve that penalty.
Yeah, we've seen this before. So he's in the first stall available to use, which is really what used to be pit stall 2. And you see when he leaves, he stays pretty far left of the 12, which is fine. That's how I would want my driver to leave, but you have to adjust your speed. So this is the 19 pit stall. So as we widen out a little bit, the yellow line to the right, way up here, this is the pit speed line. The other line is a little bit in front of his box here. Well, you see that makes a wedge, right? So it's much farther out here. So pit road speed is calculated on kind of this arc. So it's perfectly fine if Truex goes straight out like this. That's what I would want him to do. You just have to adjust your speed a little bit. Maybe not run 2 red lights. The situation is there is such a strong gear here, these short tracks, that when you step on the gas, soft rear springs, a lot of traction, you can accelerate. We saw Ryan Priest speed from this stall in the spring.
Oh, I understand. It's all good. I like this is a driver-friendly, fan-friendly chat. So
coming out. Yeah.
Speak away.
Get back in it. Oh, sorry, guys. I don't know. I thought I did what I was supposed to do there.
So here,
So
I don't wanna call it
Truex went from
confusion, but
second
Martin,
place.
You know, listen, a driver
the
will
back
tell
of
you,
the pack.
oh, yeah, I saw 4 reds. I made a mistake. That happens. We're all human. We all make
21st.
mistakes. You can hear the frustration. It was like,
Killer.
well, I only did what I thought I was supposed to do. I'm not going to quote whether 2 reds are right or wrong. I don't know how they set their tack. That's not the point.
27th,
The point is,
sorry,
he was too
27th.
fast, and now he's going to go all the way to the back of the field.
The goal for him now is to stay in the lead lap until the end of this stage. 35 to go, and he dropped the green flag. He has a lot of cars in front of him that did not pit, so he should be
Here
able
we
to
go,
slice
green
through
flag.
them.
Blaney.
Hamlin.
And Hamlin on the outside.
And Blaney making up the front row. 25 to go in stage 2. 35. 35 laps remaining here as Hamlin is able to clear that 12 of Blaney. Now we'll see how hard he fights back. Looking to the inside, Blaney as they go into 3.
Ooh.
Blaney to his inside. Fight is on between the 11 and 12.
Little contact right there.
Ooh, Blaney pushes him.
More contact here off turn 2.
Blaney gets into him.
Up the racetrack goes the 11. The 12 taking advantage. He'll take the lead.
Denny back to the inside here down the front straightaway, Rick.
Blaney goes to the inside.
Drives the crossover move. Blaney trying to hold his position on the outside.
Wow, what a battle.
These two have been the class of the field today.
And look at the difference. As soon as Hamlin's
Hamlin getting a
knocked
taste
out,
of his own. That's right,
and
Matt.
Blaney is, then it's tied in points. That's how important this
These
lead
guys
is. It keeps
battling,
shifting
man.
on your bottom left.
As William Byron scored in the 20th position right now as they're running. Blaney drops in behind the 11. And just as quickly,
So
now
Denny's
it's
got
Hamlin and Blaney
16
that are
points
above the
on
cut line. But here comes
Byron right
that
now.
12 again.
I thought Blaney backed off in the corner, but Denny just overdrove turn 3, expecting to get run into. Up the racetrack he goes.
Still
and
side
now
by
they're going
side.
to crossover again. Denny trying to get
Look at
under it
this.
off the corner. Right on that back bumper. Blaney blocked him. Oh, man.
Up the racetrack, the 12 goes and opens the door. Once
man,
again
this
for
is
the
gonna end
11,
bad.
but then closes it again.
That was for last week.
And now Blaney pulls away over a car length advantage.
What a series, right? That was incredible.
Blaney, Hamlin, Briscoe, Logano, Keselowski, the top 5. What a run for Chase Briscoe already in this race. 231 laps in.
Here comes the Fords. All those Fords. Look at all those Fords
Briscoe
in the
will be
top
back
10.
with Stewart Haas Racing in 2024. Has not been the
29
year
to
that they
go.
were looking forward
Blaney
to.
needs those points. So now Denny and Byron are tied right now.
Boy, Rick, how about that front row seat
In the
Chase
points.
Briscoe had for that duel between Denny Hamlin and Ryan Blaney? Chase told me earlier this weekend, he said, we've had this race circled for a long time. Had one of his best runs of the year here at Martinsville. And to your point, Rick, he said this season
did.
has
For
been
Chastain.
miserable for us.
We
Not
call
only
it
on the
Chastain
14
here,
team,
Matt.
But it's Stewart Haas Racing. A good
No
run,
Chevy in the
maybe
top
win
10.
would
I
do
know.
so much for our
Crazy.
organization here late in the year.
And they put together a good run to start this race. They just have to finish it. We haven't seen
Denny needs
good
another
finishes out of
stage
the
win
14.
here.
Now you take a look at what's happened to the 19. Martin Truex Jr. mired back here in a lot of traffic. That speeding penalty put him back here. He's running 23rd. As now he'll get to the back bumper of the 24 of William Byron.
So Byron, Reddick, and Martin Truex Jr. riding together there in the back of the pack.
Tyler Reddick in the 45 on the outside.
This is a great example, though, about the struggles for William Byron, right? The last few races here at Martinsville, it's been no secret that passing has been very, very difficult. And while it's still a challenge, this combination of rules, temperature, and tire guys, I think drivers have more opportunity to pass than they have in any of the next-gen races here, yet Byron can't move forward. Truex, while he's not storming through the field, he is making up spots.
Yeah, definitely a move in the right direction for the short track package in NASCAR. But they need to make the adjustments for this 24.
I forgot to bring Blaney on the screen
if he can
because
just
he's
run
the
a
new
smart
leader.
Race, as chaotic as you predict things will get, Steve, he'll be able to get some track position in the second half of this race just due to damage and attrition, guys taking themselves out.
There's been so many times I've watched Hendrick cars not be great early, but in the last third of the race, they come on. And that's throughout the years I've seen that. I've also seen them just completely dominate. If I'm William Byron right now, I'm going back and I'm remembering Joey Logano's day from the spring. He had an average running position of 21st. He finished second. He never gave up. They kept trying. They tried different strategy. They ended up with a good finish. There is a pathway forward for William Byron.
He's got a lot of opportunity in front of him as he runs 20th. Every position is a point. But right now, it's Ryan Blaney out in front at Martinsville.
Oh my God, was I talking this whole entire time muted? Oh my gosh, I'm sorry. Such a noob. Say what? Oh, they should. All right, what I was saying was that Ryan Blaney, let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 9 or 8 or 7 Fords in the top 10 and 9 in the top 12 Fords. But man, I was saying that Denny Hamlin was leading, and now him and Byron are 0-0, 4th and 5th place on the cutoff line. So as Byron's moving on up, Denny's losing spots, and Denny can't go anywhere except passing Ryan Blaney. So this should be interesting to see what happens here as Ryan Blaney continues to lead with 14 laps to go, and that'll help him as well get in playoffs with a stage win. So here we go, back to audio for the race.
10 laps remain in stage 2. And again, 2 spots available for the championship for Ryan Blaney. Trying to lock up one of those spots as he is out front and hopefully gaining the 10 points at the end of stage 2. Top 10 all earned stage points. And right now, 2 playoff drivers running 1 and 2, Blaney and Hamlin. As they're running, they are above the cut line. You see that? The tie right now between Hamlin and Byron. If it ends in a tie, the tiebreaker would go to William Byron between those two unless Hamlin is able to finish above William Byron's best finish of 4th. So a lot of things come into play, but we won't worry about that until we get closer to the finish. Dave.
Talked to crew chief Jonathan Hassler about the 12 team this morning. Do they have an eye at all toward Phoenix? And Jonathan told me, honestly, I do not. I haven't been able to get out from underneath Martinsville as much as I'd like to. I have a team working on a car that we would need if we make the championship 4 heading to Phoenix. But he told me right now I've got to do just Martinsville. I think his time management right now has been a 10 out of 10 based on that, Parker.
And David, this heavyweight battle between Ryan Blaney and Denny Hamlin continues here at Martinsville. The 11 team has been keeping Denny abreast
they are.
what he could be doing differently in that car compared to the 12. Most recently, they told him to work on his brake bias. It looks like you have some margin to the 12 car in entry, meaning maybe he can just gain a little bit on the 12 car. Since then, he's gained about 2/10, Marty.
Parker, after the speeding penalty, Martin Truex Jr. with one of the better cars in the field has gained exactly 5 spots on this 20-lap run. So, Steve, coming to pit road, James Small told Truex everybody will pit once again at the stage. How do you get that track position back if you're James Small for Martin Truex Jr.? Would you consider not stopping here at the end of the stage coming up in 8 laps?
Well, I'm not sure everyone's going to pit. When I look at the 11's lap times, he hasn't slowed down very much at all. If James is right and everyone is going to pit, then you could stay out and cycle to the front. Hope you get fortunate with some yellows. I think that's their best opportunity. I mean, right now they're kind of stuck all the way back at 22nd. It's going to take a little bit of a gamble now that, you know, half the race is behind us, 247 laps to go.
And those of you that are putting your fantasy lineups together, you have about 6 laps to make a change. If you want to bring your garage driver out and put him into your lineup, it has to be done before the end of stage 2, as Truex continuing to fight to get positions, but running in the 22nd spot.
Jeff, I have to give it to you. I watched practice yesterday. I wasn't on the coverage. You guys did a great job of telling me how good the 12 car was, but I wasn't sure I was all in. I thought track would rubber up even more. The balance would change. You know, I had all my notes from past Martinsvilles and how you don't want to be great in practice and all of these different storylines. But the 12 was good yesterday, and you were absolutely right. He is showing up again today.
Well, a lot can happen. The track's going to continue to rubber up, and they're going to have to keep up with the racetrack, Steve. The checkered flag is not now. It's a long way away.
Behind him, the 11 of Danny Hamlin has closed in a little bit in traffic. Let's listen in.
I do not.
Versus the 24 on point. We're not going to beat the 12 on point, but I can't tell you that we won't beat the 24. So if you can get it, get it.
So that's good information. You know, basically, hey, the guy in front of you is having a great day. That's who they actually needed to have.
Maybe
the worst
next
day
year.
was Blaney. He was the closest in points. He isn't. He's having a monster day. So the 24 is the car that it's going to be very close on. And I'll say this again. Currently 20th. You think that's a good thing. But the problem is they're tied in points with Hamlin running second. The only better he can do is win, and that's an automatic, right? Byron 20th. There's a lot of opportunity for Hamlin to go back and Byron to go forward just from the natural progression of racing. So I think the mindset continues. For Hamlin, it's another grandfather clock. That's the pathway forward.
Well, the other issue for Hamlin right now is that 14 to Chase Briscoe.
Or something happened to Byron.
Speed. Every Stewart-Haas car right now is running 11th or better.
Get after it,
really
Denny.
good speed from SHR, and Briscoe is hungry, and he is right on Hamlin's bumper.
Last lap of stage 2. See Briscoe a little up the racetrack.
So Ryan Blaney's going to win this. He's got a half a second.
But Blaney is going to try to grab these 10 points, the stage points. Get a little closer to that championship 4.
Congratulations, Ryan Blaney winning stage 2.
Here, 6th in 2023. He will win the stage.
If he gets those points, that's very good for him.
Grabbing second.
If you liked Ryan Blaney, make sure you're hitting that like button for us.
Blaney and Hamlin getting
We're trying to get to 60 likes.
Respectively.
60 likes.
Halloween
Thanks, guys.
Weekend. Right now, the performance is looking very good for Ryan Blaney.
Blaney getting hot. What a battle, though, that last takeoff. Stage 3 is chaos time. That's right, Neil. Did you see how close, if you guys were watching the race, did you see how close Ryan Blaney and Denny were racing? I don't think it's going to be that close. It's going to be more contact here pretty soon as the stages get on, as our third stage begins and the race moves on. So thank you guys so much for tuning in. Make sure you're hitting that like button for us, trying to get to 60 likes, and we'll move on from there. If you like what you see, make sure you subscribe. 100 laps left. Yes, 100 laps left. Make sure you subscribe to the channel as well. We've been doing NASCAR since day 1. We would love for you to join us here for next week's finale at Phoenix. So Blaney in first, Denny Hamlin second, Chase Briscoe. Look at Chase. What a run for him. Joey Logano there in fourth. Keselowski, James Moore, if you're still here, fifth place. Ty Gibbs in sixth. Ryan Preece in seventh. Todd Gillen in eighth. Kevin Harvick ninth. Christopher Bell in 10th. Audio comes back. I'm going to go get some more to drink. I'll let y'all listen in.
And of course, the world's first 6-function multi-pro tailgate.
Going on 2 hours streaming. 2 hours. They did not have a countdown to green, so we lost out on some time. I thought this thing was going to start at 1 with 1:30 green flag, but I was wrong. They threw me for a loop. So caution is out. We'll see some pit stops as well. Here we go. Back at it. Be right back, guys. Listen in.
Sonic. Credit One Bank, a credit card company. And by Toyota. Let's go places. Unseasonably warm, a little over 80 degrees here in Martinsville, Virginia. And take a look at the points that have been earned today. Denny Hamlin came in under the cut line. He has gained 19 points. Blaney also gaining 19 points through the first 2 stages of this race. So those two helping their cause to try to get to that championship 4 next weekend. We know for sure one driver is going to get in based on points, and so that's why these guys have been grabbing as many as they can.
And from what I've seen so far today, I think it might only be one. An impressive battle between Hamlin and Blaney. Now it's decision time on top of the pit box. You heard Marty talk about James Small. What is his option for a car that was just speeding? You know, enough laps on the tires, 36, and I think pitting could be an option, but I like track position. I would probably stay out. It looks like it's going to be split at the front of the field. The 12, the 11 stay out. The 14 comes to pit road.
So a split field making their way onto pit road, and we'll start with Dave.
The 12 stayed out. That is Ryan Blaney. Those 50-lap tires will be on the car just a little bit tighter that time. Chris Buescher in the 17, tighter that time, needs more center turn, Parker.
And Dave, you see there the 11 stayed out. They used a code word. He looked at his sheet inside the car, and they yelled it right at him as he got to pit road.
Oh, you were there for that?
Wow. 0 stage points for William Byron today. He said, entry is where you can help me the most. I need more security on initial throttle and on exit. The rears are chattering. That covers the entire corner here at Martinsville. James Small, Steve, did think about staying out on the racetrack, but Martin Truex Jr. said the car is just so much different in traffic. He said it was, quote, weird. And there they dropped the jack again. Again, a new jack man here on the 19
Not looking
team.
good
They're
for
already in the
Truex.
back of the field. They're going to lose a couple more spots on this stop.
Well, you know, it is only a couple more stops, but those 5 positions he gained, that was 30 laps worth of work. Now you're just going to give them all up over again. Just a calamity of errors on the 19 car, which has really been the story
That's
of their
awesome.
playoffs. They're
I've been to
hoping
that
this
track
would be
too.
the
It's
turn
cool.
of events. 234 laps to go to turn it around for Martin.
All right, so commercial break. Thank you so much. There you go, Stupid Roofer. Appreciate that help there, dude. We're trying to get to 60 likes. Appreciate that. Thank you for the new subscribers. If you haven't subscribed yet, make sure you do. We would love for you to hang out with us next week with our championship race. This race will be really good at the end. All these drivers want that Martinsville grandfather clock to showcase in their homes. That's right. And Denny's really good, but anything can happen here. And we got 234 laps to go. Anything can happen here, and it should be interesting. So 4 more likes to 60. Get us there. Share the stream out. Have a good time, and we'll see what's going on. So Ryan Blaney stayed out. Denny stayed out. They had tires already. So we'll see what happens. This Panthers won their first game. There you go. Bryce Young gets his first win, huh? As a quarterback. Ryan Blaney, Denny Hamlin. This restart should be fun. I'm gonna see if I can video it here. Pause that right there. So we're timed up together. Denny has this. We'll see. If Byron keeps on moving up through the field, that's less points that he is going to get. So right now, Ford power, man. Look at all those Fords. I can't believe all the Fords are so strong. It's crazy. It is crazy. here. Just coming back. We'll see. Make sure you're hitting that like button, y'all. I know you guys have already hit it, but got to keep on saying it. It's the only way that it helps us get this more folks in here. It gets YouTube to push us out. Lonnie says cheap trophy for this kind of race. Yeah, for a clock, right? I was actually Jake Hobby. I was actually there. Like I said this before. Oh, perfect. All right, here we go.
The pit crew of the 19 Martin Truex Jr., the jack drops on them, and any spots he had gained during that little run, he gave back up again.
Speeding put him behind this week.
Truex,
Changes were made
man.
to a tire changer and the jack man. Once again, a slow pit stop. It wasn't a huge penalty because they were near the back, but a penalty still the same. And now we have this split up front. We have 9 or 10 cars who have stayed on the racetrack with some of the leaders, guys. Hamlin and Blaney are a part of this. New tires in 9th or 10th. So Dale Jr., do you want to be defending on old tires or attacking on new?
If I got that track position leading the race, I don't want to give it up. Blaney has it, and he's been doing an awesome job all day long. And I hope that, you know, those guys out front, they know what they're doing. They know they need that track position.
Yeah, I do not
Here
want
we
to give
go,
them track
green
position,
flag.
but at the
This
same
should be
time,
fun.
there are new tires not far behind. I don't think I want them that close to me.
Green flag back in the air as we're underway with the final stage. Blaney on the inside. Hamlin fighting on that outside. New players into the picture as contact is made. Into turn 3.
Denny almost turned him. Oh, he's going to hear about that.
Hamlin already roughing him
Denny
up.
almost turned him.
Denny was trying to get in behind the 12 and just misjudged it.
Oh, man, this is not going to be good for him.
Back straight away, and man, it took a while for that 12 to settle down.
No, he about
seen the
did
frustration out of
Blaney.
I think just a simple mistake by
Wow.
Denny. Obviously, a lot on the line here, so you gotta. It's a game of inches. Just a misjudgment.
He wasn't
there.
hated
Denny's
before.
Under attack. His teammate on the outside here in the 54, trying to take away that second position.
So you see what happened? Good battle into turn 1. All that's good.
Oh, we got a spin.
Spin going through 3 and 4, and the 54 of Ty Gibbs is around. He was running up in the top 5, and now
Caution on the track. We got a bunch of cars bumped up.
22 dumped us. Then we got piled into the right rear.
All of that was continuing
What's
to happen.
up,
The
Cherie?
54 got
Welcome
to the
back.
outside of Denny Hamlin, and then Denny was trying to get the position back. The 54 tried to
Suarez
get
is
in
involved.
behind Denny. A big
That
chip
99
up,
Jockey
chain
Outdoors
reaction,
car.
Contact down into 3, gets the 54 spun around. So let's take a look here. Down the back straightaway, 54 trying to get in this hole right here. Joey. Wow. Joey Logano just
pushed
got in the back of the 54
Gibbs out of the
and never
way.
let up. Big contact there with Daniel Suarez sliding into that.
I mean, the 54 Gibbs came down the racetrack to protect the bottom, but that was not an aggressive block at all by Ty
That's
Gibbs.
right.
That
Ty's
is something
aggressive
that we
style
see
catches up with him.
every time we come to Martinsville, and Joey Logano just wasn't having it. If I'm Ty Gibbs, I am not
Also,
happy with
man,
that.
what's
And
up,
I don't know what
Sam?
happened.
Where's our partner
before.
channel,
Maybe
Samwell
something
B12,
happened
the
and-
experience. Make sure you check
and
him
Logano
out.
was upset at him.
Hockey time. All right, here's the Hamlin.
That was some rough driving by Logano.
Look at this.
Keselowski might have gotten
He
the
had
worst
Blaney
of it all.
loose.
But again,
y'all.
this was how Blaney got so out of shape. The 11 getting into the back of him.
I'm going to tell you, Ryan Blaney is busy inside that race car with that, kind of that tank swap getting into turn 3.
Not over, y'all. This battle here. Keep on hitting that like button. We're trying to get to 60
And we'll have
likes.
a restart, which means they're going to be right next to each other again. So it tightens everybody back up. Unfortunate for, as I mentioned, the 6 of Brad Keselowski, the 99 Daniel Suarez.
So I think it's a great time to take a pause and understand where we are after 2 stages awarded. On the bottom left, you remind everyone, Bell and Larson are in. Blaney currently leading, Byron +4 over Hamlin. So there's a couple battles going on, and they really all concern Blaney, Byron, and Hamlin. That's the situation with Reddick and Truex kind of in the back. It starts with this. If you win, you advance, everything's great. Through 2 stages, points awarded, Byron is 1 point ahead of Ryan Blaney. So if you think about that,
4
it really
points,
comes down to
yeah.
who could score how many points
Byron
if
is
we don't have a
+5,
new winner.
Denny is
Hamlin
-5.
is still a ways behind. So Denny
Oh,
Hamlin
gosh,
is
not
still
another
the guy on the
Martinsville
outside
disappointment.
looking in. You see it. He's -5 to Byron, running second with William Byron running 15th. So it's the same story over and over again. Denny Hamlin can get in on points, but he has to be thinking must win. William Byron is just looking for a recovery. And for Blaney, if he isn't the leader, then it becomes a very tight points battle between Blaney and Byron as well. So a lot to still happen here with 225 laps to go. And for Reddick and Truex, they need some help. They need a recovery. I mean, Reddick's all the way up to 7th. You see it's just not doing enough in the points. The 19 of Truex, Marty, up to 21st. But I think they still also, with their lack of stage points, have to be thinking win.
Yeah, Steve, the regular season champ is on the ropes here at Martinsville, minus 30 below the cut line. They debated on staying out like we did under that last caution, but James Small explained to Martin why he wanted to pit. Listen.
What's up, Leo?
Unless something, a miracle happens and we manage to stop passing a bunch of people, that might be our only shot if it does go green to at least run long and trap people down. So we'll just have to see how it goes.
Yeah, no, I agree with you.
Steve, 224 laps to go. There's a long way to go today here at Martinsville, but that's what James Small is thinking. Put those fresh tires on that last stop, run as long as they can, hope to catch a caution.
Well, and it comes down to when those cautions are, right, Marty? If they catch it perfect, I think it could be to their advantage. But if it's anything like yesterday's race, Dale Jr., you called it, right? We were talking about should we pit or should we stay out in the Xfinity Series race as we see the 99 of Suarez limping his car around. And in that final stage of 130 laps,
I don't think you can drive straight
70 laps of racing,
like that.
right? 60 laps of yellow. We haven't seen that out of this next
I don't think you can drive straight like
that. With the high heat today and these new Goodyear tires, it wouldn't shock me to see more
anyone but Spenny.
Well, you know, we're now beyond halfway in this race, and that wreck right there is a little bit of what we expect to see throughout the remaining laps, right? A couple cars were eliminated right there, right? 1 or 2 points for that 24. If he's not good enough to pass
the 60, y'all hit that like
cars
button
in front of him
for us.
continue to get knocked out of the race, then that's exactly what they need to be paying attention to. That's what they need to be telling William, hey, look, these kind of things is what we have to avoid. Let's not be part of these crashes. Let's take advantage of the attrition it creates. And there was a big situation there on the racetrack where a lot of cars were stopped on the track. You know, I would argue for those positions if you don't stop on the racetrack. And so, you know, that was a pretty chaotic little series of events right there. But if this continues, right, if this energy continues, certainly we should get many more yellows in the last 100 laps or so. That's how this 24 car goes through. Even without improving the car, even without really doing much about how bad the car drives and going forward in the field, just trying to take advantage of the chaos in front of them.
32nd Rowdy, huh?
All right, Dave, how about the 12 and Ryan Blaney?
It was a nice save, wasn't it, Rick, after he had the contact with the 11? This was his view.
Yeah, I don't think the 11 meant to do that. I think he just missed time. Like trying to get down behind me while I was shifting.
Yeah, that's what it was like. Like, once he got on you and hit you, he just kind of gave you a little room, and then you were just so high, he rolled back under you.
All good. Caught me right when I was shifting. It kind of scared the shit out of me.
Yeah, me too.
I bet.
Caught him right when he was shifting, so there was a lot going on there. Again, nice save by Blaney. He hangs on to the lead, Parker.
Right, David, that was Denny's thought that the 12 actually lifted. They looked at the data and said he was dragging brake, which Denny said, if he wants to play games, I've got nothing to lose. And under the last caution before this, the team gave him that verdict. Take a listen.
You know, we're certainly in the game against them. We have to win to beat the 12, obviously. I'm not counting on points. I'm going to do everything I can to win everything. Yeah, that's for me too. Damn, by 1 o'clock already, I'm telling you.
And there it is. It's quite simple for the 11 team. Go after the win here. They want that clock at Martinsville. Will be the 6th one for Denny Hamlin.
He's going to have to
get
spin
it done.
somebody
Just
out.
A little tight in that race car when they refired here.
Menace's favorite
spot. They told him to use all his tricks if he can.
You're so nervous. Me too.
Things are heating up on the track as
Denny
well.
not miss the
Logano
playoffs
aggressively
again.
into the back of the 54. That creates about a 4-car pileup.
Why did we choose Safelite? We were loading our SUV when crack. Safelite came right to us, and we could see exactly when they'd arrive with a replacement we could trust. That's service the way we want it.
Safelite repair, Safelite replace.
Turn right onto Western Avenue.
One more.
ID Light and the all-electric ID4. It's the little things. It's a VW.
How long you planning on staying?
I
I'm focusing on manifesting the life I want.
I hate all the words you just used.
I can't play on live TV. It's gonna be fun.
Am I sweating? Yeah. You know what? Put your arms down. My sister floats through life without ever thinking about how her actions affect other people.
Best Picture Oscar winner.
Birdman, Spotlight, Moonlight, Shape of Water, Green Book, Parasite, Nomadland, Coda.
Quiz Lady, rated R, coming soon.
Garbage time. That phrase never sounded quite right, because no part of football is meaningless. So while some folks see garbage, FanDuel sees treasure. We see spreads to cover, overs to hit, and chances to live bet from the first down to the final whistle. So don't just watch football this season, cherish it.
Bet $5, get $150 bonus if your team wins.
My goodness. Okay, we're good now.
Moves. You're watching the NASCAR Cup Series Playoffs, Xfinity 500 from Martinsville Speedway, the oldest short tracks in all of racing, as we get ready for another restart after this caution, which was the 5th.
You know, we heard a lot of conversation between
right.
the 11 and the 12 about how hard they're racing. The only thing I would put out there, the small little
green
asterisk
flag
is
coming
the
up
12
here.
of Ryan Blaney is pretty secure in on points, even if the 11 wins. So I never want to just give up a win, but it's
1 second, guys. 1 second. 1 second.
some point in these next couple hundred laps, you might want
All right, here we go.
to understand what's
Green
valuable to the
flag.
11
Green
versus
flag.
what's
Green,
valuable
green,
to
green.
Blaney.
This should be an interesting one. I'm going to show you the full lap here.
As they continue on with this one, Blaney on the inside, Hamlin on the outside, back to green. Logano, how aggressive does he get? We saw what he did to the 54 just moments ago. Well, he's right there in the 22 running third. Still side by side for the lead as Hamlin trying to fight on that outside line.
Still battling.
I know they had some contact, but we heard Ryan Blaney understanding that he feels like Denny didn't do anything
Side by
intentionally.
side,
So
still.
as hard as these guys have raced today, it has been
And
a
Blaney
thrill
gets
to
the
watch.
lead.
They're going to continue down here into turn one.
And with that, when Blaney's out front, Hamlin is out. So Hamlin is now 2 points, 3 points out of that championship four.
3 points.
That's why the mentality for that 11 team is we got to go out and win this race.
See that blue and white car on the outside of Ryan Preece? He is the first car on 4 tires.
Which one, Rowdy? Blaney one?
Just here for Harvick.
Priest has some great pace this weekend. We know he led laps here at this racetrack before.
Final stage here.
See if he can make
Christopher
those 4
Bell
tires
and
work.
Kyle
Not very happy
Larson are
with the
in
outside there, so
the
he's gonna
final
slide in behind
4.
his teammate.
Blaney, Byron,
Eric Almirola in the
Hamlin,
10.
Reddick, Truex, and Buescher are all fighting for
Eric
those
making
2
the
spots.
announcement he's not coming back to the Cup Series next year. Not sure what that means. He may have some announcements later about what his future is, what the next chapter is. Having a pretty solid day today at Martinsville.
Stuart Haas has been strong here today, as we've seen, as you mentioned. Almirola running in that 8th spot. Priest is right there in 10th. Harvick looking ahead as he runs 11th.
You have to think about Harvick and knowing he's running these final few laps in a Cup car at Martinsville,
gotcha.
the tracks that you love, and when you come to him for the last time, Start thinking about that in the second half of this race. You're not going to be in competition anymore doing what you're doing out there.
3 more likes to 60. Hit that like button for us.
And enjoy it. He's having a good run as well. There's that 19 of Truex trying to work his way through the field. Right there behind the 24 Byron.
You see how fragile it is for William Byron Lindley, 4 points above Hamlin. He liked having his teammate in the 9 behind him. I think Chase was kind of being a good, polite teammate. Truex not going to be as polite. He needs to get going.
Marty, how's that 24 doing now? We've seen him kind of plateau and move forward. Are they feeling any better about this car?
Car handling a little bit better, Rick, but that's not going to be enough. The moment to go into that last caution, Junior, you were talking about it.
Nothing much, just another restart.
What he needs to do in this race.
Denny is out right now.
Told him if anyone
Byron
from
is
below
in,
the cut line before
+4.
the race, like Denny Hamlin wins today, you have to beat Ryan Blaney straight up. You have to pass the 12 car, which is going to be a tall task because Blaney's out front right now. But if Blaney wins, as you can see on the left-hand side of your screen, according to Rudy Fugle, 18th or better. That's all William Byron needs to do, and he's in the championship 4.
And he's running 16th right now. So
16.
Denny Hamlin running second. If he doesn't win this race, that would put the driver of the 24 into the championship 4. Pod's on board giving us this shot as he looks on.
Yeah, it should be interesting at the final
Ross
end here.
Chastain
205 laps to go.
Not a lot has been said about the 5 of Kyle Larson, and Larson currently running in the 7th spot, Kim.
Yeah, and got that spot due to strategy call, stayed out during that last caution and cycle of stops. And I asked Chief Cliff Daniels what they have to gain today since they won at Vegas and already locked themselves in the championship 4. And he just said, we cannot sleep for a week and expect to show up and win a championship. We still have to execute like it is a race we need to win or have a solid top 5. So right now, Kyle Larson in the 7th position.
Kim getting a lot of pressure from Eric Almirola, and the retirement was mentioned, retirement from full-time. Drew Blickensdorfer, the crew chief, told me that was not a real surprise because we expected him to pull back. But we know we have a good car today.
Larson's just kind of hanging out.
And we think that the 10
he's moved up actually to 7th. Look at that.
Today, Kim.
Well, for Christopher Bell running in the 9th position, again, they already are locked into the championship 4 with their win last week, and they felt good about their car coming into the race today. Well, the balance has just not been there for Christopher. Right now, he's saying it's too tight. It starts to come to an end halfway through that run, but he cannot get off the corners like he wants to, Parker.
What's up, Jason? How you doing? Welcome in, Jason. Appreciate you being here. Who's your driver, Jason?
He told me my goal today is to go win.
Who are you pulling for, Jason?
He run a race here this week. He run a modified race on Thursday here with his whole 41 crew, including crew chief Chad Johnson. They worked on that car over the week. They showed up and they won. The pit crew that pitted it was Cole Custer's Xfinity pit crew. So a whole Stewart Haas modified win for them there in the 41 car. Then behind him, Kevin Harvick in the 4 car, his last run at Martinsville here in the Cup Series, having a solid run. They've had good pace in that car, especially on the long run, but it's built a little loose, just too loose late in the run on exit, trying to get that power down, Dave.
Crew chief Scott Graves trying to keep Chris Buescher, playoff driver, in this game. He currently drives 12th. He reminded him that he is one of the cars up in this group.
I like how you talk there, Jason.
Fresh Goodyear tires.
Welcome in.
He is making a little progress.
JGR fan, I like it.
Last run on this last restart has picked up 1 more spot, Rick.
Yeah, we've seen Buescher running outside of the top 20 as well as Tyler Reddick, but those two have turned things around to where Buescher running in the 12th spot, Reddick
2 likes away from 60. Hit that like button for us.
Are in
give us a thumbs
kind
up.
of a must-win situation, and so they're both fighting for every spot that they can get and trying to get toward the front. Right now, it's Blaney who's been out front as the caution comes out. We see Ty Gibbs.
Ty Gibbs.
And that 54. The flames coming out of the pipes until he can refire it. Get her rolling. There he goes.
He was having such a great day. Got shipped into turn 3 by Logano. And now, this problem.
So that's the
There you
sixth
go. Jay's
caution
another
that's come
Denny
out.
fan. I like it. I need more of them.
Steve, with 197 laps to go, what are we thinking about strategy?
The cheering me on.
The leaders are out there on 60-lap tires. The ones who had already pitted, we just heard that report about Buscher. You know, he only has about 22 laps on his tires. This is where this final stage gets to be so
like
difficult.
Truex and Bell used to
I don't
not
think anybody
care
could
about
quite
Hamlin,
make
but
it
he
on fuel
seems
from
more
this
whiny
point. Not
lately.
that you want to run 200.
It
I
is
think
what
the
it is,
leaders,
Jake.
Blaney and Hamlin and Bubba Wallace are going to have to consider coming to pit road right here, but I think if you're Truex or Byron, this is maybe the stand you have to take. This is the moment where you have to do the opposite of those leaders. If they come to pit road, you might have to stay out. We'll see if all the crew chiefs agree. For sure, we're going to have some pitters. I'm just not sure if it's going to be
Pit
from
stop
the
should
front
be
of
fun.
the field or the back of the field. I
Pit
think we
stop
are
should
going to
be
have split
fun.
decisions.
Harrison Burton is going to end up getting the free pass. He was the highest scored lap down car, running 27th.
You see right there. So the leaders decide to keep that track position. Kyle Larson
at least we
says,
got
all
a
right,
win.
I'm going to
That's
be the
good.
first to pit. He wants to get on the offensive. The 19
There we
of
go.
Truex.
Whoa,
has made a
Truex
decision to
stays
stay on
out.
the racetrack, and you see cars that come behind him.
And here is Kyle Larson in that 5 car, still tight through the center. Does need a little bit help with that. They will take 4 fresh Goodyear tires with a slight air pressure adjustment. Sunoco fuel, Dave.
Chase Elliott says the car is okay. I just haven't been able to go anywhere in traffic. Just haven't felt like I've had the speed to pass on this racetrack. He'll get 4 and leave.
There's Chase.
So the caution comes
He's been
out
quiet
for
today.
the 54 of Ty Gibbs. As we watch these cars that chose to come to pit road under this caution.
Always controversy, right,
Looks
Menace?
like Ty Gibbs.
Always
again,
controversy.
A little bit of help. This time it was Carson Hocevar
Dinger
that
who
got
spun
in the
him?
back of him.
Looked like it was Dinger that spun him. So thank you guys so much for everything today. Make sure you're hitting that like button for us. We're trying to get to 70 likes now is our goal. 70 likes as some more folks are starting to fall in here as we're in stage 3 here. JGR2, there you go. Matter of fact, on my wall, I have a Lionel NASCAR Authentic Danny unopened. Nice. Very cool. So coming down to the late stages of this, 194 to go. They're going to go pretty quick. And as the closer we get to that checkered flag, the crazier it's going to get. So the cautions are going to be coming out left and right, breeding cautions. Cautions breed cautions. But thank you guys. So we're probably here for another hour or so before this ends. But it's been moving on up. So, but Denny is going to have to win this now, unless something happens to Byron. Denny is going to have to win this to get in the playoffs. Could this be another disappointing Martinsville? Remember last year with the whole he was in the playoffs into turn 3, and then he come to the checkered flag, and Chastain pulled the Chastain of all Chastains and passed him and another car to get in the playoffs. So. Who makes the crazy move this year? We'll see. I like that Braves hat much better. It makes you look muscular. Oh, thank you. Well, I've wore this Denny hat all season, and we've had record numbers with this Denny hat on. So I'm just going to keep it on. But thank you guys so much for everything. Tell Denny to hit the pace car. That's right. Here we go.
Sunday night football. The Chicago Bears are in Los Angeles facing the Chargers. That coverage beginning at 7 p.m. Eastern for Football Night in America on NBC and Peacock. Chicago, that big win last week over the Raiders. And, of course, the Chargers, 3 of their 4 losses. They've been by 3 points or less, so they've been close, but doesn't help too much as we take a look at the keys to victory brought to you by Ruoff Mortgage.
Well, mistakes. Try not to make any and take advantage of others. There's going to be more pressure
long as
in the
Keenan
last
Allen does
190
well,
laps.
Jacob, I don't care.
If your championship competitors make a mistake, capitalize.
You got to have patience. You know, I mean, especially in this part of the race, everybody's pretty much out of patience.
Denny,
you need a little help from
Blaney
your
hasn't
spotters,
made any
crew chiefs,
mistakes
try to
yet.
keep your head on
So.
straight.
When are you going to make your last pit stop? We saw right there some guys pitted a little bit ago. They were not able to make gains.
See the 6 behind the wall.
James Moore, if you're here.
They had come to pit road.
Keselowski
They were
is
involved in
done.
that accident earlier, but fire.
Oh, he had fire coming out of the back of his end there and everything.
The 6 of Keselowski.
Yeah, I can't tell if this is an engine expiring. It seems like an awful lot of smoke out of the exhaust. The fire for sure is a concern. Let's take a look at exactly what happened between Hocevar and Ty Gibbs.
Ty Gibbs maybe moves him out of the way right here. Pretty simple. Martinsville racing. Now we're going to go down into turn 1. Hocevar is going to go into the back. And watch this. I'm going to hook you. Wow. And we know that Hocevar has a habit of doing that. And I think he's trying to work on it, but when you come into the Cup Series and do that, you're going to
Blaney needs to get away from Hamlin's bumper ASAP. This should be another interesting restart. Troy says, let's go. Larson, payback Hamlin from Pocono.
Carson Hocevar is actually battling for a Truck Series championship next weekend in Phoenix. That's where he runs full-time for points. Coming up on 190 laps remaining from Martinsville.
Here we go, green flag, baby, baby, baby. Let's go racing, boys.
Picking up row 2. Again, the driver of the 11 is also the co-owner of the 23, the car that's on his inside. Co-owner with Michael Jordan.
Denny's got to be careful here. Doesn't want to lose a lot of track position. That car's still a little bit on the tight side balance-wise.
So not a crazy restart there.
Keep the clean air on the front. Keep the car turning.
Yes, I agree with you, James. Denny might do the same. He just signed another contract.
In the 5th spot with Austin Cindric just in front of him in 4th. So Penske well represented here with Blaney out front. Cindric running 4th. Logano is 5th. Nose to tail now. See all the way back through Briscoe and Gilliland.
Yeah, he did.
Busher with Briscoe
nice contract
on the outside.
Now, does FedEx stay with him? That's the question. He didn't. I know. I saw that. Holding up the boss.
Three slides in behind
Nice,
Reddick. And 2 Stuart Haas. Cars running nose to tail there with Preece and Harvick. Steve, when you bring your driver to pit road, if you didn't come under this most recent caution?
Well, at this point, I think everybody's waiting to get inside their fuel window, which is about 160 laps, so 25 laps from now. And that's really going to be the stretch. That's one of our keys to victory is when you come to pit road on this final stage. And how many times, track position still seems to be king as Blaney and Wallace Hamlin control the front of this field. You see Truex kind of stuck back here in 16th, trying to recover. I would say doing an okay job. And right behind him, though, Larson, who's now full of feeling on fresh tires, he might be in the best position. If this runs long, just how much room the 5 can make, or if we have another quick yellow, he probably could stay
Plus
out and get
6 now.
position.
So a 12-point swing here for Byron and Hamlin.
There on the inside.
Byron keeps on moving up. He's in 14th. He has to finish
a little bit of a shot down in 3 and 4 to get him
16th or higher.
Try to get underneath this 38.
16th or higher.
Todd's had a great run today.
To
this
stay in this
ran
playoff
up in the top 20 for most of the race. Done a good job. Had good speed. Trying to fight. Running around cars that he usually doesn't run with all year and trying to earn that respect.
Gilliland running in the 14th position. And Byron just in front of him.
Lots of laps, man. Anything can go wrong here with 182 laps.
Byron, honestly, crazy to say with 181 to go. The best they have run all day long. And Byron echoed that a moment ago to Rudy Fugle, his crew chief.
That was way better. We still need a little bit of entry. My drive is good. I'm pretty connected. I just need a little bit more entry. That adjustment was really powerful for the entry. It was really good.
Steve, when your driver tells you that was a powerful adjustment, you like that as a crew chief. It also helps Ryan Blaney is leading. That means Byron on the right side of the cut line, but finally some hope in the 24 camp with the race car.
Yeah, gave me some adrenaline as a crew chief.
That 24 Pods car.
Powerful enough that your driver,
trying to get to 70 likes. Hit that like button for 70 likes, y'all.
He's been turning knobs all day. Now he's found one that can adjust what he's looking for. He's going to have at least one more stop, if not a couple more from here. Just how much farther forward can this 24 get?
Pretty wild right here. It's one car. Chastain, the 5, the 19 of Truex waving. He's like, somebody's cutting him a break out back because it's been nothing but bumper cars with this 5 and this 1 right here. And Truex is sort of waiting for this to sort out.
Can Truex win this? That's his only way.
How long
He's
will
going to
the
win
patience
this.
play off? That was another one of the keys, and around goes one
Oh.
car. Looks like the 34. And so
34 of McDonald.
Brings the caution out.
There's a caution.
That 5 and the 1 battle had a whole line of cars sort of checked up. And a lot of guys trying to be careful, trying to stay off each other.
Michael McDowell spins.
Run out of patience and time there.
You know, you think about the first few races with this car at this
stage
racetrack,
front
you can
VIP,
hardly spin anybody out. They figured out how to
34.
do it now. There's been a lot of contact with cars going around. You see right here in the corner, almost looked like, you know, he just ran out of room, like just a typical
Menace, he's got to get Denny another
34
restart.
of McDowell didn't give him much room at all.
Yeah, McDowell ran him a little tight. Once the contact was made, the 43 turns right to save himself, right? Up the track. And then
I have a feeling that Denny's going to cause a lot more people to hate him to win this race.
Oh, I think at this point, you know, I'm coming to pit road. I'm coming, which could be the last time for the day if I think I can make it on fuel. Just in case this thing continues to cycle in short runs, I may never come again. I don't think I want to run 176 laps. Now, if I don't think I can make it on fuel, I would stay out. But and I think I'm in my window probably with caution. So I expect to see the leaders finally throw the towel in and say it's time to come to pit road. We'll see if they agree.
Here we go.
Sure enough. And the 12 gets the first pit stall, Dave.
Jonathan Hassler, crew chief, said that wasn't quite what we needed, but Brian Blaney said we maybe should go 50 more. They said, nope, let's do it now. 4 tires and fuel.
And for Tyler Reddick, he said loose in and tight center, no drive off. He told his crew it's just not good enough to get off the corner. Crew chief Billy Scott said we'll help that with a little bit air pressure adjustment, Parker.
And for the 11 team, this could be the most important stop of the day. An adjustment there in the right rear. It's going to be 4 Goodyear tires for Denny Hamlin, this 11 team, Marty.
Another shot at the handling of the 24 car for Rudy Fugle. William Byron said just a little bit too free in, but the exit is still good. The drive off, really happy with that. He also said it's really hot in the car. Martin Truex Jr. on pit road. He agreed with you, Junior. He said it's bumper cars back here in traffic. Too tight on
and
the
Larson,
exit of the corner for
14,
Truex.
no
Yeah,
tires.
For a couple guys, Almirola and Larson.
And Busher making a move as well.
2-tire stop for Briscoe.
Wow, Hamlin now way back in 8th spot. Blaney now in 8th spot. So a lot of guys taking no tires. That's crazy right there. This should be interesting here with these 2 cars deep into the field here. But appreciate y'all hanging out here. Commercial, as we always mute the commercials here on the channel. But thank you so much for being here. Make sure you're hitting that like button. We're trying to get to 70 likes. That's our new goal, 70 likes, with our main goal of 100 likes by the end of this stream. So thank you guys so much. See if we can make it a great stream, end strong like we did last week. It was really slow until the end. So maybe we can end strong and get a good, decent finish here on the views. So thank you so much, guys. So what do you think? Chase Elliott. Look at Chase. Look at Chase. Look at Chase in that first spot. Corey LaJoie, Eric Jones, Michael McDowell, Larson, no tires, moved up a whole bunch. Eric Almirola as well.
And of course, the world's first 6-monkey month.
Oh, I know. So let's see as it shifts through and resets. We'll see who's starting where here on this restart with 173 laps to go. What that drive that Denny is going to haunt these guys. Larson says they want MJ's partner in the playoffs.
Truex Jr. started on full, and it was a great battle with teammate Denny Hamlin early on.
Then it was Denny Hamlin who ran his teammate Martin Truex Jr. down, went by, took the lead, and went on to win stage 1.
Tyler Reddick struggling big time. Contact with Eric Jones.
And then later, the 12-car Blaney finally makes his way up to the front, goes around the outside of Denny Hamlin for the lead. Then contact as he's trying to lap Tyler Reddick.
Byron back in 21st
for the
spot.
championship chances of Tyler Reddick to join the championship 4. Speeding on pit road, Rick, big issue.
So Byron has to stay behind 18th for Denny to get in, but Denny has to be in second for that.
And Martin Truex Jr. troubles on pit road again. Jack falls, losing positions.
Then that contact after the restart where the 11 got in the back of the 12 a little bit loose. And now after the, oh, it looks like we might have an issue with our pace car.
Uh-oh.
Yeah, it's pulled up to the top of the racetrack, and now it's starting to move.
I want you to go out there and hit the pace car.
They're struggling to get the car to move. We have a cleanup
That time, let me see your very favorite Days of Thunder quote in the chat.
Yeah, just
Days of Thunder quote in the chat.
These drivers are they're trying to figure out what to do because they have to follow the pace car.
Chase is like, I don't want to pass you, but man, right. I don't think I'm allowed to stop right here.
Hey, you said before the race that we would see things we've never seen
before. Pace car, stop.
Oh, my, now we're really seeing something.
Oh, this is
so
good right here. This is...
The pace car's getting towed?
Can they not just push it with another truck or...
It's a good-looking car.
We're going to put it on display.
He's getting towed.
Marty.
Rick, you got to love the Martinsville fans. They're literally in 1 and 2 cheering the tow truck about to tow the pace car. That's a new one, isn't it?
Yeah, that's
I've never seen that happen before.
For quite some time. But the crowd having some fun with it.
Hey, fall race in Martinsville.
Never seen that happen before.
Anything can happen.
Yes.
The 3, the 48, the 51, and the 77 all speeding.
When does that happen?
On pit road this last
Yeah,
time.
they won.
Grandstands in the shades now on the front stretch. And Parker.
So a truck's the new pace car.
Laps here, this is actually helping a bunch of
Free
teams.
ice cream. Can't come in right now.
Fuel here as we have 170 laps to go. Some of those that stayed out, some that just had short stops on pit road, didn't get it fully full. So some of the teams I'm listening to here are saying this is helping them get to the end of this race fuel-wise. Could change the clutch a little bit.
169 to go here.
I believe we had a second pace car, and they'll swap the driver into the backup pace car.
Backup pace car, of course you have.
Backup pace car. I didn't even know they had a backup pace car.
So hopefully, I mean, let's
this is
get the show
interesting.
on the road. Let's get the race going here.
Everybody took 2 tires except Larson. Everybody took 4 tires except Elliott, Amarola, Busher, Briscoe, Gilliland, and Stithouse Jr. and Harrison Burton.
Now the pace car
Here we go.
Has been swapped out for the backup as we get ready for the restart. A couple different cars up front here with Chase Elliott and Corey LaJoie bringing the field back to the green. So much still on the line.
Top 3 cars pitted on lap 305.
Now this should be interesting to see Denny and Blaney back in the field.
2 spots remain for the championship 4. Right now they're held by the 12 of Blaney and the 24 of William Byron. You see the points on the lower left of the screen.
9+ on Hamlin.
And this is the first time. Contact! 10 car up the racetrack. He and the 43 of Eric Jones got together.
Eric Jones been pretty aggressive today. I don't know if this is going to be over with.
The 5 into the back of Eric Jones now.
Almirola's upset. The 43's upset. Maybe the 5's even upset.
And 3 wide, deeper in the field.
Keep hitting that like button. We're trying to get to 70 likes, y'all. Help us get to 70 likes.
The battle right there inside the top 10.
He's being reminded how nice it was up front.
Here's Blaney that's trying to sort himself out. Here's Denny trying to get down into the corner. Underneath his teammate, we'll call him a teammate, Bubby Wallace. And Denny sees all this in front of him. He's like, oh no, just get me through here.
Yeah, 34.
Oh, Bubba had to get out of the gas. More contact. Bubba got squeezed into the wall on the outside there.
Maybe we need to get Bubba to knock out Byron. Bubba needs to go back in the pack and knock out Byron.
Steve, you had said it was going to be under 100 laps, but apparently under 170 laps, it gets a little chaotic.
Well, it's a little chaotic, but everybody's still going straight. I still think there's a couple notches they're going to turn it up still, but we knew the field was going to be mixed up, and here it is.
Denny underneath the 47 now. Trying to move forward. You got to move forward, but trying to do it carefully, trying to do it smartly here.
Thank you,
Blaney
Stupid
loves
Roofer. I
He's like,
appreciate it, man.
11's making the hole. I'm just going to follow him through. Denny's having to do the hard work of getting these cars up off the bottom of the racetrack.
I know, it's something new. I've never seen that before. One second.
Still a little bumping and banging here as we see Bell and the 47 of Ricky Stenhouse Jr. trading a little paint. Crossover move out of Cindric behind these two. Bubba Wallace still stuck on the outside.
He's putting up a big fight, though. He is not quitting. We've seen all day this outside it's not bad. If the guys on the bottom start banging into each other to get checked up, it allows you to roll
plus
around
6
some
now.
of them.
Plus 6 for Byron.
Saw Priest get into the back. There
Boom,
of the
boom.
34
Love that
of
sound. That's right.
McDowell. Bubba got his wall a little bit here as he went high, and it was 3 wide coming out of the turn. Right there.
Yeah, I got your message, Sam. You're totally correct. And also
Chastain.
the membership. As soon as I started that,
Yeah, he got into the back of the 34, moves him up the racetrack.
Sure did. Yeah, he's been really
Ace cars out. That's right, Daniel. I've never seen that before.
He's going to hit you, and now McDowell's like, "Hey, buddy." Well, McDowell's actually pretty calm there.
Trying to get to 70 likes, y'all. Hit that like button.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure Chastain knew it was coming, and he selling it down in there to keep from getting hit. And behind this, there's William Byron. He has gotten by Tyler Reddick. Tyler, just a big struggle today.
It was just 1 year ago when we saw something that we never thought we would see. And here is the big move presented by Pods Moving and Storage. We do have to go back to a year ago when we saw Ross Chastain do something
remember that, y'all?
had to do to get into the championship four. He was
passes
behind
Denny.
the 11 of Denny Hamlin by 2 points.
Such a
going into
nightmare.
that last lap, he was able to make up 5 positions on the racetrack, and that secured a spot in the championship four for him a year ago.
Still doesn't look real a year later. Like, you think it's been edited. And what a great job this team did. They designed a paint scheme and a helmet scheme
it was
where the
crazy,
right
Neil.
side was kind of already marred up.
Sad
like
day
it had
for
rode
Denny
the
fans,
wall.
though.
Trackhouse, Ross Chastain. You see Moose
He got
on
us
the
again.
hood. They've leaned into
Got
what happened a year
Chastain.
ago. Just really well done by the whole organization.
V8. Denny
And what
moving
a
up.
move. I mean,
Well, it was outlawed
Him
now.
and Blaney.
Yes.
After he did it,
and it was
NASCAR
outlawed.
said, you know what, we can't do that again.
Yeah, I mean, it was outlawed. He was going
Blaney's
almost
plus
100
16,
miles an
so
hour faster than
he's
the
good.
cars on the inside. There's a great look at the helmet that's painted that way.
It is
on
menace. It was
purpose, like
legendary.
rode the wall. You know, there's an access gate over on turn 4. It worked, and I'm going to give him the credit. It was amazing.
Yeah.
But I'm thankful we're not going to see it time and time again. It makes that one even more special, and then it doesn't put these drivers in a situation where they have to do that at the end of these races.
And when we asked Ross Chastain about it after the move was made, he said, I wouldn't do it again. And he brought that up again this week when he was asked about it. Would
6
you do
more
it
to
if
70.
it was legal again?
Hit that
He
like
said,
button.
no,
Now we're
I
trying to
would
get to
not do it
100
again,
likes.
knowing the danger that's involved. A little bumping there out of the 11 of Hamlin, trying to get Briscoe up the racetrack to take that spot.
Hamlin
Those
and
two
Briscoe
fighting
moving
the
for
7th
7th.
position. Right now, the championship 4 has the 12 and the 24 in there, but it's Chase Elliott out in front here at Martinsville.
So you telling me?
All right, so they're
that
going
the
to
new
commercial
iPhone
break.
15 Pro
Commercial
is made
break.
with Type-
Side by side. As Denny and Chase Briscoe battling for 7th spot. Denny and Chase Briscoe battling for 7th spot. But Chase Elliott continue to lead all those Chase fans. Where's the Chase fans out tonight? He is in first place. Corey LaJoy, both of those guys, and Eric Almirola Did not take any tires. Eric Jones in 4th. Kyle Larson there in 5th. Chris Buescher in 6th. Denny's now in 7th over Chase Briscoe. Ryan Blaney continues in 9th, but he has a plus 16 lead on the plus 16 lead on Ryan Blaney on Denny Hamlin. So Ryan Blaney is in. Byron is the next one in. He's plus 6, I believe. And then Denny Hamlin is out right now. So Denny's going to have to do something here. But Blaney now moves past Chase Briscoe. So those two guys are coming through the field. Ryan Blaney, Chase Briscoe, or Ryan Blaney, Denny Hamlin. And Byron continues to move up as well. He's at 19th. 19th. So the more he moves up, the more points he'll gain on Denny Hamlin as well. So Byron there is in 19th. There's your drivers that we need to look at. Hamlin, Blaney, Byron, of course, Al Larson and Christopher Bell are in the final 4. 4 more to 70. We're almost there, guys. Hit that like button for us and subscribe to the channel. We would love for you to join us for next week, as we're going to be doing the same thing right here for Phoenix. So make sure you subscribe and hit that notification bell. And check out all the NASCAR stuff. We've been doing races since the Daytona 500. We also have memberships. If you'd like to help out the channel, we have a membership as low as 99 cents. You'll get your name in green, or if you're a mod, you'll get your little On The Go at CeeLo logo on next to your name as well on the chat. So just another way to help the channel out. But just by helping the channel, by hitting that like button, is the best way, because it shows YouTube that you're liking this thing, and YouTube will push us out even more here, and maybe we'll get some more folks in here. Last week, we ended up almost 300 folks in here at the end of the race. We'll see if we can get it back. So back to in-race audio. Here we go.
Playoff drivers all fighting for a spot in the Championship 4. Well, that weekend is coming up. Next weekend in Phoenix. And it all starts with Xfinity Series on Saturday on USA, 6:30. Countdown to green, 7 o'clock racing to determine the Xfinity Series champion. Then on Sunday on NBC and streaming on Peacock at 2 o'clock. Get you ready for the big race, the championship race, where whichever of the 4 drivers that are in the Championship 4 finish in front of the other, they are the champion. So far, it has taken a win to win that title in Phoenix right now. 3 drivers that are closest to the cut line: Ryan Blaney, William Byron, and Denny Hamlin. Denny Hamlin, odd man out right now. He is 6 points behind William Byron, who has that 4th Championship 4 spot. Up front, it's Chase Elliott. And after a season where Chase Elliott has been out of the car for 7 races, 6 of them because of injury,
they have.
1 because of
No tires.
7 races out of the car didn't enable him to make the drivers' playoffs, and so he's been fighting to get a win. That's one of the biggest things that Chase Elliott has said over and over and over. We would just like to win a race this year.
Yeah, he's had winless seasons before the beginning of his career, but once he began
now
winning, he has never gone
Byron,
winless.
plus 6, so
since.
12-point swing.
To eliminate. We've seen it here before.
139 laps to go.
Dale, you and
They'll
I
go
were not
quick.
in the playoffs. We had already been eliminated. We went to victory lane in 2014. We've seen some other. It was Clint Boyer won a race here late. So you just wonder if today is the 9th day. He last pitted at lap 305. I don't think they can make it on fuel. That would be a long, long
Elliott
ways.
wins.
But if we run for far enough,
He's the
another, say,
last
30 or 40
round of
laps,
the owner's
cost
chairman.
comes up.
Yeah, he's in the
I'm
last
thinking
round of the
whole
owner's
field
chairman.
might
Yep.
pit anyway, so he'll keep the track position.
And that's why he still has a P next to his name, y'all. He's not in the playoffs. He's in the owner championship
Well, with the
playoff.
substitute drivers, Rick, he was still able to accumulate. The team was still able to accumulate points, what they call the owner's championship. So Alan Gustafson told me this morning, we're in a must-win to advance to that championship for Phoenix next week. So they have quite a bit of motivation. Steve, my math tells me they're going to be a little bit shy on fuel, but otherwise the car looks good out front. What does your calculator say?
Yeah, I agree. I think short on fuel as well. You know, the cars behind
Chase
him,
Elliott
they
has
could just make it to
993
lap 325, so that's 20
laps led at
later. I know it's a
Martinsville
small
all
racetrack,
time.
but that's still
Highest
10
of all
miles.
time.
Plus, we've seen long runs to the finish. I'm not sure if we're going to get 136 between the heat out here today, some exhausted drivers both physically. We know they're exhausted mentally with all the beating and banging. I think something's going to boil over before we get to the finish.
3 more likes to 70. If you haven't hit the like button, please do. Help
Want
us
to get
out.
a few more updates from pit road. We'll start with Kim and the driver of the
San Diego
5.
Kid says, I noticed that one of the 48 has
Crew
damage
chief
on the
Cliff
hood of the
Daniels
race
brought
car.
Kyle down on lap 305, filled it full of fuel, took 4 tires that way. When the caution came out at 325, they took fuel, only gained 14 spots on pit road for track position. But the question is, are they good on fuel? Take a listen.
Steven, even us and all the guys on the same fuel strategy with us are sitting slightly short from now to the end of the race. But assuming like one more caution period, we would make it.
And I checked in with the team a second ago to see where they stand on that fuel. And he said we are closer to making it compared to others, Parker.
Okay, and that was the same information given to Denny Hamlin as he moved into 7th place. They told me he's in 7th, but that 3 to 4 cars ahead of him are really, really tight on fuel. They're not sure they're going to make it. They then told them, keep the 12 behind you. And as you look at the points here, it's becoming a situation where the only way this 11 team can control their destiny is to go up there and win this race. They feel like they're in the position to do that right now, Dave.
Ryan Blaney, running 8th, radioed his team with 2 statements and a question. The statements were, doesn't turn as well in traffic, and I'm just chilling here. The question, are we pretty comfortable on fuel? The answer back, yes, sir. Marty?
Dave, time for the Toyota driver update. Martin Truex Jr. sitting in 22nd right now. Today, October 29th, record high temperatures here in Martinsville. We had 84 earlier today, and that and bumper cars having an effect on the 19.
Overheating again.
Copy. Just run your fan all the time back here in traffic, I guess. Not much we can do about it.
Jeff, I just checked in with James Small. They don't seem
Thank
too
you for that
concerned
like.
about
We're trying to get to
overheating
70.
issue,
Hit that
but
like
I have
button
heard
for us.
several drivers mention inside the car. William Byron especially said when he's beside the car, it is so hot in this race car. Has that been a big issue with this new car for NASCAR, even though we're 2 years in now?
Well, early when the car first came out, Marty, the car was very hot, but they worked exceptionally hard to get the heat out of it, and they've done a great job. But on a day like this in Martinsville, when the brakes are really hot, the transmission's really hot, the transaxle is very hot, all of those things just drive heat completely into that car, and you're just sitting there heat baking. And the hottest race I have ever run in my life was right here. Ricky Rudd won the race. He got out. He could not stand up on pit road. There used to be a driver's lounge. There were like 8
Ricky
drivers
Rudd.
standing
I
in
love
the
that number
showers
10
together,
Tide
full
car he used to
uniform
be in.
zone, just trying
Ricky
to
Rudd
get
in
cooled
that
down.
10 car.
This place is brutal when it's hot.
You got Denny all
It
day.
is a warm one, 82 degrees
Keep our
here
fingers crossed
in
here.
Martinsville
127 to go.
Chase Elliott continuing to lead this field out front, looking for his first win of 2023.
All right, so we're going to commercial break. Thank you guys so much for tuning in. Make sure you're hitting that like button. We're 1 away from 70, and then we'll move to 80 likes. But thank you guys for the support today. The ones that have been here all season, I appreciate you. Let me see in the chat, the 56 that are here, if you're subscribed. How long have you been with us? What race did you start watching me on? Or was it the Daytona 500? Or was it mid-season? Or did you just find me today? I would love to know. Where did you find me this season? Daytona 500 Speed Weeks? Or did you find me mid-season, after the Coca-Cola 600, before the playoffs started, after the playoffs started? Let me see what you got. Where did you find me on YouTube during this season? Can't remember. Around mid-season, William says a little fast. I think it was the Auto Club, Andrew says. Mid-season, Neil says. Awesome. Thank you guys for always. You think day one? I think so, Stupid Roofer. I think you were here in Daytona. I'll have to go back and look at the chat. We've done a lot of races. We've only missed like 4 races. 2 of them I was at, and then one was the Chicago Street Race, and then I think we missed one on the cruise. So before the playoffs, there you go, Rowdy. So Chase Elliott continues to lead here as we're 120 to go. 120 to go. Pocono, Troy says. Awesome. Yes. Yes, sir, William. We can get this YouTube thing figured out, and we don't get shoved to the wayside. by YouTube. Yes, we'll be doing it. 11 and 12 stuck in 7th, 8th place. Yeah. The weird is that these cars ahead of them didn't take any tires. Crazy. Awesome. Couple races before the 600, Justin. Thank you. I appreciate y'all being through the thick and the thin. One more to 70 likes. Here we go, back to in-race audio.
Fans, make sure you download the official app of NASCAR. It allows you to follow the action with free live scoring. There's in-car cameras, radio broadcasts. All you have to do, search NASCAR in your app store, and you can start a free trial today. Less than 118 laps now in the NASCAR Cup Series Playoffs. Xfinity 500 from Martinsville Speedway. Out in front, it's Chase Elliott. He has a 2.7-second lead over Eric Almirola. Corey LaJoie running third. Eric Jones is fourth. Kyle Larson fifth. Buescher, Hamlin, Blaney, Briscoe, and Bell all in the top 10. Differing pit strategy. So drivers up front with Chase Elliott and the 7 of LaJoie. They came to pit road on lap 305. Almirola on 325. Dave.
Yeah, so that puts Corey in that questionable area in terms of making it to the end. Talked to crew chief Ryan Sparks this morning about yesterday, which was a great day until qualifying. He was second fastest in practice, first in 10-lap averages in practice, but when it came to qualifying, Ryan told me they loosened the car up too much, and Corey qualified 30th. So it's been a struggle to get to the front. He's done it now. Maybe a lot of caution, Steve. I'm not so sure that'll save him today. Probably going to have to come to pit road for fuel again.
Yeah, I mean, I think, like I was saying, for these guys, they want to run long enough that everybody has to come to pit road. But it's been a big year for this Fire Motorsports team. They run the 7 and the 7.
Should be interesting here at the end.
It's been announced that they purchased a third charter. They're going to run 3 cars next year with Corey LaJoie and Carson Hocevar and Zane Smith. So 3 drivers and kind of a joint on that third car with Trackhouse. So we see Gainbridge on the hood.
Still plus 6 for Denny.
When we go to Indianapolis Motor
for Byron
Speedway. If you watch
over
the
Denny.
IndyCar series, you see that name a lot.
Keep hitting that like button. We're
Big
one away
of
from 70, y'all.
Jumped over to NASCAR here as well.
Make sure you subscribe into as well.
Their backing, their support, Aspire has helped this team not just grow in size, but grow in numbers. This is statistically the best year Corey LaJoie has ever had, and it's great to see him running here inside the top 5 late in a Martinsville race.
Yeah, somebody else, Steve, is having a good day that we haven't spoken much about all day. And in the playoffs, if he wins, he would advance to the championship for is Chris Buescher. And here he is running in 6th place. They played a smart strategy.
Buescher wins, he's in.
Position. 2 tires right here, but pace enough to hold Denny Hamlin off. So this team right here, don't count them out. They have won 2 of the last 6 short track races this year. In position now to get done what they need to get done.
Right behind them, Denny Hamlin continuing to try to move forward. He's sort of stalled out right here behind the 17 car. Blaney right behind him as well. And then closing in behind them, Briscoe, Bell, all those cars are starting to
Byron's still in 19th. So that point stays at 6.
On the duo of the 11 and 12. So it seems like we've gotten to a point where it's kind of flatline,
70th like. We're trying to go to 80 likes
in terms
now.
of their ability to use those tires to move forward. Denny has to be able to continue to gain ground some way, somehow, right? He needs those 6 spots. He needs those 6 points. He needs to find himself up toward the front, if not win this race outright.
Didn't know it was on NBC.
Still thinks he has to win.
The stream is great. Companions of the race. Thank you so much.
100 laps to go. As the laps wind down,
it helps because it shows you where they're at, how fast they're going, what their best lap is.
And really what has to happen and what's really possible are 2 different things. Like Denny Hamlin's not going to, if this thing goes green, he's not going to drive through these cars if they're going to be able to somehow
and
find a way to make it on fuel.
we've had success with the beat on NBC, so I don't know
we know
what's
they're
going
short,
on.
But how short? Will they try to stay out there and make it? Marty.
Truex is cooked, yeah, he's done.
For the regular season champ, Martin Truex Jr. as well. Since that speeding penalty, they have been buried in the back of the field, and the frustration is growing.
Might as well stop trying, it ain't doing nothing. Big S9's lead.
Coming 150 to go here, 1-5. I guess I'm right.
Steve Truex growing frustrated behind the wheel. James Small may be out of options to be able to advance to the championship 4. Martin Truex Jr. Steve told me at Darlington, the first race of the playoffs, it feels like 2017 all over again. We have the speed to win every week, and it's been a disaster of the playoffs. How in the world did this happen to the regular season
Mistakes after mistakes after
Sure,
mistakes.
even with 106 to go, there's enough time to list all the issues. I mean, they have had pit road issues with pit stops. They've had poor, strategy choices. Truex has sped on pit road. There's been other mistakes made. They have found a way to kind of lose races. The hardest thing normally in racing is to find speed, this magical four-leaf clover of speed. Yet the 19 has it. They're just missing all the execution parts.
So Eric Almirola hit a lap 325. Chase Elliott lap 305. Eric also one of those teams that put on 2 tires, and he is faster than Chase Elliott right now. He's a second and a half behind. It would be a huge deal for Eric Almirola just announcing that he's retiring next year.
Finally retiring.
Race, and we've seen him.
He was supposed to retire this year, and he didn't.
Racetracks, New Hampshire, tight corners, stuff like that. That is where Eric Almirola is really good.
And having a great run this afternoon. As you mentioned, Almirola in that second spot, chasing after Chase Elliott, who's leading here at Martinsville.
You don't have to be in the race to be in the race.
Here comes the 94.
Introducing the NASCAR Powerball Playoff.
All right, so NASCAR Nonstop is here with Chase Elliott still leading this race, Eric Almirola in second, Corey LaJoie in third, Eric Jones in fourth, Kyle Larson in fifth. So the top 5, and this should be done. CeeLo does more than just NASCAR. Yes, we do baseball, we do hockey. We're going to be doing hockey at the end of the year. We're doing college basketball, definitely following the Tennessee Vols into the basketball season. And I hope to guys follow me the rest of the year, and we'll be doing racing next year, next February during Speed Week. So appreciate y'all hanging out, and thank you for subscribing. Make sure you subscribe and hit that notification bell, as we are less than 100 laps to go now. Less than 100 laps to go. And we're doing the World Series too. Yeah, we're doing the World Series tomorrow night. We're doing the World Series, and we're going to stay with that until the crown of champion. And then I think after that, CeeLo's going to take a little time off because he's going to do like 10 streams in a row. But thank you guys for tuning in to On the Go at CeeLo. We're not less than 100 laps to go. And Chase Elliott, you Chase fans, are any Chase Elliott fans in the chat? If you're a Chase Elliott fan and you're still around, even though he's out of the playoffs, the points playoffs, let me see a 9 in the chat. Chase Elliott continues to lead here, and Hamlin is just ticking away on the miles. Tick, 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 tick. Denny up in 7th, Ryan Blaney in 8th. Both of them side by side. Chris Buescher, Denny Hamlin, Ryan Blaney, the 3 out of the 6 drivers that need to get in are side by side here. 3 at 6th, 7th, and 8th spot. There's Jace. Not many 9s, just Jake Hobby, I guess. Ethan is. He said, Here we go. Back to in-race audio for you.
95 laps remaining in this elimination race from Martinsville Speedway. It's the NASCAR Cup Series Playoffs. Xfinity,
awesome,
500. Out front, Chase Elliott leading. Only 2 spots remaining in that championship 4. 2 drivers have locked themselves in, with Christopher Bell and Kyle Larson winning races.
Thank you, Dennis, for following me up this whole year. Appreciate you.
Are the most important to grab, either through points or a win, if they're one of the 6 playoff drivers still fighting. Let's go through the field on the playoff drivers. We'll start with Kim.
And Kyle Larson running in that 5th position, and with all he did to save fuel, Cliff Daniels told him he is good to go hard till the end. They are are 2 laps to the good now on fuel. Remember, they won the spring race here at Martinsville, looking to sweep the races here at the paperclip. They think they're going to be vying for the win against the number 10 car, Dave.
Chris Buescher has to win. He's running 6th right now. Will the final pit stop sequence, if there is one, which I believe there will be here at Martinsville, they have to gain positions and they have to improve on that car a bit. Marty, Parker.
Well, Dave, we started this day by saying this might be a defining day for Denny Hamlin's career. He's been chasing that elusive championship last year in this very race. He lost a chance at it with that Hail Melon move by Ross Chastain. And on a day today where he won stage 1, he finished 2nd in stage 2, and it looks like for all intents and purposes, he will run in the top 5. It may
Buescher
not
win would
be
be epic. It'd be
enough for
crazy
Denny
if he pulls it
Hamlin's
off.
team to go fight for a championship at Phoenix, Dave.
Ryan Blaney
Anything
has
is
done enough
possible.
right now as they run. You can see plus 16, but he'd still like to win the race. Right now, not the time. Crew chief told him, I don't think it's worth trying to
Trying to
push
get
it.
to 80
Just
likes,
run
y'all.
the
Hit
bar
that
for now.
like
They're good
button
on
if you
fuel
haven't
again.
already.
Christopher Bell runs in the 10th position, and crew chief Adam Stevens told me this morning they're just looking for a clean, solid day to carry the momentum.
Pass for the lead right here. Eric Almirola underneath the 9 car of Chase Elliott.
9 trying to fight back as Elliott's on that high line. He's been running it quite a bit, keeping the momentum up. But Almirola with that preferred line along the curb. We'll see if he can complete the pass. They stay door to door.
Eric ran him down pretty quickly. I think once he gets clear right here, he's going to be able to drive away.
89 to go.
The gap was over 1.5 seconds, and Almirola closed that gap quickly and has been able to take over the top spot here in Martinsville.
Already put a little nice gap between him and the 9, taking the pressure off. Chase Elliott now struggling a little bit.
Well, another car that was really good early. Maybe I don't want to even say
Blaney
he's
and
fading. I
Hamlin
just think the
side
12
by
is
side.
better. Ryan Blaney has finally caught the 11 of Denny Hamlin and is passing or trying to pass the 11. That matters because if you look at the points, Hamlin was already 7 behind Byron, trying to find a few points. Byron is back in an absolute quagmire, a complete mess in the back of the field. So the 11 had some hope, but now Blaney on the inside.
Blaney just has to be patient down here. Denny's going to try to run him as hard as
Side
possible.
by side.
You don't want to get loose, get up the racetrack. Right in front of him, the lap car, Carson Hocevar, using the high side of the racetrack.
Blaney's,
He's way up in the
Hamlin
marble.
got
That's
into
gonna
lap
clear
traffic
for these
there. He
guys.
got out of the way.
Hamlin fights back on the outside. They have Buescher right in front of them, though.
Yeah, they're slowly running down that 17 of Buescher. He continues to struggle with his car today.
Hamlin turning down, not giving the 12 a lot of room to enter that corner too wide. And Denny Hamlin clears the 12.
So now
Runs up
7
that high
points.
line. Once again, keeps momentum up as now he'll set
Now
his sights
6.
on getting by the 17 of Buescher.
Yeah, well, Denny continue to use the top of the racetrack. I think he's going to get to the outside of the 17 if possible.
Come on, Denny.
Trying to put the power down, spinning the rear tires right there, sliding the back of the car. Ooh, gets down into the corner.
Close on Buescher. Look at that. Ooh.
Just late in the run here. Car twitching a little bit, trying to put the power down. Back to the bottom of the racetrack. Now he's going to get aggressive. Trying to move the 17 off the bottom.
Steve, 90 laps already on these tires.
They're all right there together. Here's the 12 again of Blaney. He's not going to look to the inside. He's going to be patient. Roll at the top of the racetrack. We've seen the 12 make this pass many, many times. He's going to do it again. Impressive.
Briscoe saw it. He's going to chase after the 12 on that high line, see if he can make it work also. So Blaney back in front of Hamlin.
Plus 8 now. 81 to
And
go.
Steve, we
Plus
still
8.
do
Hit
not
that like
believe that
button. We're trying to get
Elliott,
to
LaJoy,
80 likes, y'all.
Eric
80
Jones,
likes.
the guys that came on lap 305, that they can make it all the way on fuel.
I don't believe so. I think they're going to have to pit, but I think Almirola, Larson, Buescher, Blaney, Hamlin.
Now Blaney
they
needs
would
to get away
rather
from Hamlin's
probably
Hacklin's
pit.
bumper.
I know Hamlin wants to pit for sure because in his situation, it's going to be hard for him to advance without something to change. Currently 8 points behind the 24. Blaney, I think that's car enough to win the race, but he's advancing currently on points. I'm not sure. It's kind of, don't be too greedy.
How many people to get to
the
playoff in this? There's 8 drivers right now, and it goes down to 4.
The other half of of
and
all
two
this
have already
is, William
advanced.
Byron is doing a nice
So
job. He's
6
passed
drivers
the
battling
19
for
of Truex. He's working on the
2
23 of
spots.
Bubba Wallace. If he can get by Bubba Wallace, then he has a whole straightaway in front. Jeff, you said it 250 laps ago. The best view at Martinsville is clear racetrack. And William Byron, who has battled a poor
Look at Bubba holding up Byron.
Race long, is hoping
That's
to get
awesome.
a little clear racetrack. Is Blaney being pestered by Buscher? Buscher might be the sleeping giant here. We're not giving enough credit.
Yeah, Blaney just got by Buscher. Buscher out there on a look. He has
Blaney
just
in
right side
6th,
tires.
Buscher in 7th, Hamlin in 8th,
Briscoe's
and that's
putting the pressure on the 11
swing
of
now
Hamlin now.
for Hamlin and Byron.
Playoff drivers taking on these playoff drivers for positions on the racetrack.
Oh,
trying to get to 80 likes. Hit that like button for us.
Trying to make that bottom work, but you can see the car moving around, a little bit uncomfortable getting into the corner of the braking zone.
Almirola, he's trying to fight through the lap traffic. In particular, the aid of Kyle Busch. This was a lap ago. Put the bumper to him, and again, almost got him sideways.
Almirola doesn't have to deal with any of these guys next year. He feels like he's got a hall pass.
Retiring.
And Almirola almost got the 8 around. He doesn't want a caution. He's out in front. He has track position now.
With 75 to go, these tires are so old and worn that, you know, the beating and banging we saw earlier, it's going to take less of contact to spin a car around.
Yeah, there's a lot of battles right in
75
front
to go.
of Almirola, people trying to stay on the lead lap.
The 3 of Dillon, the next to go a lap down if Almirola can get by. 24 cars on the lead lap. Almirola leads here in Martinsville.
Unbelievable. Eric Almirola leading here, trying to win a race before he retires. But Eric Almirola in the lead over Chase Elliott, Corey LaJoie, Eric Jones, and then Kyle Larson. And then playoff drivers Ryan Blaney, Chris Buescher, and Denny Hamlin, and Chase Briscoe, Christopher Bell in 10th. So if you're just coming in, please hit the like button for us. That helps out the stream tremendously. We would love for you to do that. If you like what you see and you hear, we're going to be letting you listen to the in-race audio of the NBC broadcast, as we've been doing all year round, and then talking, chat, and reacting to what's happening, show you the instant replays on the starts. So we hope for you guys to tune in for us the rest of the race and have a good time. Let's see if we can finish strong by hitting that like button and subscribing to the channel. We're trying to get to 8,065 on subscribers. That would be nice. But we've had 2 so far today. So thank you so much, guys, for everything this year. We've had a great run. And we're going to end it one more race in Phoenix next weekend right here on the channel, doing the same thing what we're doing right now. But I hope for you all to come back to next weekend for the final race of the NASCAR 2023 season that we started way back when at the Bud Shootout. The Bud Shootout from Daytona. So, and it's been crazy ever since. Our subscriber count has skyrocketed since we started NASCAR. We've met a lot of new friends and a lot of friends that are in the chat right now. So it's 8 more likes to 80, and we'll move on from there. Thank you guys so much for everything, as we're going to be bringing back the in-race audio here in just a second, as Eric Almirola continues to lead Chase Elliott by 2 seconds. Wouldn't that be something? He pulls this off, and there's Denny Hamlin battling Chris Buescher, as he's going to take the spot away from him as Denny moves to 7th spot. Blaney is in 5th spot, but that's not helping Denny. Byron is his problem, and Byron's in 18th spot right now. Blaney has an open door to the front. He does, and Blaney has plus 18, so he's going to make it for sure. Unless he wrecks or something, he is definitely in on the points. Here we go, back at it.
66 laps remain as Eric Almirola leads the field. Stewart-Haas Racing has not won this season, and Almirola right now on point. Pit strategy got him there on lap 325. He came to pit road, just got 2 tires, was able to get out front, and now Almirola has worked his way up, and he's leading the field. Dave.
And Rick, some people might wonder, when Eric still has it and the team still has it, why is Eric deciding to step away after so many years in the sport? And he told us this week it was because he still has the itch to race, but the time spent away year after year, month after month, has taken its toll. And he wants to spend more time at home watching his kids grow up and stand around with his wife and still racing. Still wants to race locally in the amateur level, but maybe even in trucks or Xfinity at a part-time level. Wants to scratch that itch, just doesn't want to do it week after week. This is a long season, and he's having a great run at the end of it today.
Dave, Eric Almirola would be a great addition to a team in some capacity, right? He has seen a lot of things. He's driven very competitive cars. He's worked himself up through the ranks. He's a dedicated racer.
Awesome.
There's more for him ahead.
That's very cool. I didn't even know about that. I didn't know they did post-race.
The racetrack in some form or fashion. He's just too valuable to retire and go away. I do know he wants to spend time with his family, but there's a way to do both.
But thank you, Stupid Roofer, for all your friends that come in and hang out, watch the race with us, and help us out. We appreciate you.
Impressive for Eric Almirola.
Thank you guys to everybody
5
that has
now
come
nose
in
to tail as Denny
today.
Hamlin has closed the gap on Larson.
Yeah, Denny's gotten around the 17 car and now trying to figure out how to make this pass on Larson. I think he'd like the top of the racetrack, but Larson's going to give him the bottom here.
Here's your chance, Menace. Here's his chance.
Hamlin will get a little bit closer to Byron, too. Each position is a point.
Ooh, you see how hard it is for the 11
on,
to
Denny
get up
needs
off
a
the
one more
bottom
spot.
Of the corner here. See that 5-inch ahead? Denny's really
What a great day for paybacks.
No contact, but he's using every bit of racetrack he can to try to get up off the corner.
Here it is, Menace. His chance.
Love watching guys really try to fight these battles at this racetrack. This racetrack is special. And all these drivers, I think they love having to make this work. You see the 11, Hamlin, he's like, I'm going to need to use you up. I need a little bit more racetrack right here. I want to dime in the corner, so I'm going to drive up the racetrack. Take some of that racetrack away from you so I can get that straighter run off.
Larson owes it. He does, doesn't he?
They have a little bit of a history.
A little bit of a history.
Old track arguments. And
just a little bit.
Larson just isn't going to cut him any slack.
And he doesn't. He's making it very hard for Denny Hamlin to get by. Again, this is fighting for that 6th spot. The points are 7 between Hamlin and Byron. As long as Byron runs in the 18th spot, Hamlin will have to win the race if he wants to get into the championship 4.
Once Denny gets about a fender on him, he can use him up a little bit more like he did right there. Now he can kind of take what he needs. He's a lead car going into the corner, so he can get up the racetrack.
Then he gets another spot. It's down to 6 points.
And force the 5 out of the gas.
Under 57 laps remaining here in this elimination race. Steve, you mentioned it. Jeff, also, as far as a little bad blood between these two drivers.
There it is.
And Kyle Larson feels like he's been on the receiving end of the bad driving a couple times. This one was at Pocono, exiting turn 1. Thought that Denny had rode him up into the wall, showed his displeasure under caution.
Menace has just been waiting. Coach.
And now Kyle Larson
I hope so,
lost
Coach.
that spot.
Welcome
He's
in,
running
bud.
7th, Kim.
Appreciate, man.
And that 5-car very aware of what their teammate William Byron needs to do. Before Denny made that pass on Larson, Cliff Daniels told
Larson used a little rub reminder that this is racing. That's right, Coach.
For about the last 50 laps or so, Cliff has been giving Larson updates on where William is running and what he needs to do to also lock himself into the championship 4.
So Denny has to win this thing.
Denny would get all the
we
way
got
up to
54
second.
laps to go.
And
the craziness
Byron would
hasn't
fall
started.
Below 18th, we could have an issue. That would be Byron and Hamlin tied in points. The tiebreaker, if Denny finishes in second, would go to Hamlin. And so that's where Byron is running 18th right now. And his crew chief has already said, you run 18th, we'll stay ahead of Hamlin and be able to get in.
Truex needs to pass him.
End up closer because, you know,
Truex is in 19th.
We have Chase Elliott, who's going to have to come to pit road, and Corey LaJoie. So there's a couple spots. Now, unfortunately, Byron will get those spots as well. So the real question becomes, can Byron hold off Martin Truex Jr., who's on his rear bumper, and can Byron find some spots in front? Because if you look at ways behind Byron, there's
it's all good.
leader.
I appreciate
Eric
you.
Almirola. So, you know, there's a lot still in play.
I appreciate you guys getting us through the months.
Everybody is
so
on the longest
I wish I had more
run of
time to do the Patreon
116
stuff, but I just
laps.
don't. But thank you so much for everything,
Marty, how
Coach. I
about
appreciate
Byron?
you.
It's been an absolute slugfest for the 24 team today. Crazy to think the highest running position of the day for William Byron.
We're trying to get to 80 likes, y'all. Hit that like button. We're trying to get to 80 likes.
Side of the cut line, and he's trying to keep his driver in the game.
Keep plugging. Keep staying with it for me. You're doing good. Step forward. What does that mean? Nothing. You're doing good. Keep it up.
As long as he stays where he is in 18th, you can see William Byron sawing on the wheel there, a little bit too free off the corner. And Denny Hamlin doesn't gain many more positions. 50 laps stand between William Byron and his first ever championship four.
Oh, 5 points now. 5
Brian
points.
Blaney's moving up through the field as well, all the way up to third place. It's past Eric Jones, Corey LaJoie. Drivers on those older
5
tires
more
now.
to 80, y'all. Hit that like
start
button.
taking their spots away as well. But this 12 car,
He's so close to 100 likes.
6.5 seconds back. More than likely going to catch Elliott. Don't think he's going to be able to run down Almirola.
Hamlin coming,
making some
but
great lap
problem
times
is
out front, running 21.64. I know all these cars are in
one
traffic,
spot that he'll
cars and
have
so
to
forth,
take
but
is
that's a great
first
lap time, faster than anybody
make
in the
this
top
thing,
10.
unless Byron
Here's
falls
Denny
back.
Hamlin trying to get around the 7 of LaJoie
Byron's
position.
down out to 19th. Is it 4 points?
This should be pretty doable, as LaJoie's struggling on the long run here with these older tires.
Justin Haley, though, in the 31, almost creating a block.
Get out of the way,
for
Haley.
And these cars
All right,
that
see you, Leo.
are short on fuel, the 9
Good to
and
see
the 7
you.
of LaJoie
Thank you again. We'll see you
specifically.
next
I expect
weekend.
those cars to be on pit road
I know it's
between
late
around
there
lap
where you're at.
475 and
Early,
480.
one or the other. Woo! Then he just nailed Haley.
A little bit of contact there between the 7 and the 31 sent Haley
Pushed
up
his
the
way
track.
out of the way.
Denny's going to get more and more aggressive as time's running out.
Passes LaJoie. That's 3 points now. Look at Denny just nail Haley.
Yeah, Martinsville action. You see Haley up the racetrack a little bit. Contact with LaJoie.
Oh no, really, Pierce?
And then Hamlin.
Boink.
Here comes the 14 of Chase Briscoe. He throws it inside of that 7.
Well, with Hamlin passing the 7 and Byron losing a spot to Truex down to 3 points. 3 points is what separates the 24 and the
3
11
points
from a
now.
championship 4 run.
There's really nobody coming, though, behind that 24.
Truex did get around him, so now he's down in the 19th position.
That's right. Yep. Letarte covered it, and I think everything's pretty good still. I would tell him, look, everything's fine. Nobody coming from behind. We've got the points. Don't get
3
restless
points.
and make a mistake. Don't spin
And
anybody out in
Byron
front
is
of your
in
caution.
19th.
My
He
big
cannot
fear
lose
is
2 more
we're
spots.
kind of in uncharted territory, Jeff, right on rear tire
Exactly,
wear.
he'll
Like, does
chastain
he fall
himself,
off a
yeah.
cliff, or are we kind of where we are?
Keep
You know,
in that like
sometimes
button.
you
We're
the last
almost at
20
80
laps,
likes,
you literally
y'all.
you
100
lose
is our
chunks
new
of time.
goal.
And see this battle right here. Tyler Reddick and Harrison Burton, they've been going at it, trying to stay in front of the 10 car of Almirola. Reddick has just not had the day that he needed to have. You know, he needed a great day, right? And he's had a not so great day, and now he's fighting to stay in the lead lap.
And frustration is going to take over.
Something happened to the 34 car right there.
Yeah, I saw that going down the back straightaway. Lost a lot of speed.
Come on, Denny.
Got
This is
about
going
a
to be
groove maybe
crazy.
down in turn 1 and
40 to
2.
go. They need a caution.
Race leader.
Caution, yes or
Eric
no in
Almirola
this?
in the
Let's see.
10,
Yes
trying
or
to
no?
put
Do we
the
have a
45
caution?
a lap
Yes or
down.
no? 72, you're here.
Marty.
Time running out, Rick. 41 to go, and William Byron trying to make his first ever championship four.
Coach says
he
yes.
wanted an update of where the point situation is, and just asked moments ago.
How many more? Give me a number. We got to finish in this spot, no matter what. More forward. How did it change so fast? We're still +3, but as farthest he can go forward, this is our spot. We're still +3.
The farthest he can
Cannot
go
go back
forward is
anymore.
Denny Hamlin. That's the car that he's worried about. Ryan Blaney wins. He is still in a good position, but you can feel the tension down here, Steve, as teams
Wow,
are doing
this is
the
going to be
math.
crazy ending, y'all. Hit that like button if you're enjoying this race.
Drivers are exhausted.
Stupid Roofer says no. Jake says yes. Justin says
your
yes.
entire season, right? We talk about 3 points, you're fine.
Absolutely,
but we just
Neil
saw the 34
says.
slow in the backstretch because he got out of the
Byron
groove.
has 2
And that happened
Hamlin
to the
teammates
24
side
car.
by side in front of
Couldn't
him.
3 points
He's
catch him.
screwed.
Parker, how about the other side and Denny Hamlin in the 11?
Right, and Chris Gabehart came on the radio just laps ago and gave Denny the situation and said, if you got anything left, we have got to go. He just got updated that Blaney's about 4 seconds ahead of him, and they've got to go after him. It's all on go.
Appreciate y'all being here. Hit the like button. We're trying to get to 80 likes.
Digging deep for everything they could get right now. These drivers trying to muscle these cars around this half mile. There's Coach Gibbs watching on. He has Christopher
37
Bell
laps
already
to
in
go.
the championship 4. Would like to see the 11 of Denny Hamlin or the 19 of Truex Jr. join him in that championship 4.
Come on, Burton. You need to pass Byron.
I know a lot ebbs and flows
Come on,
with
Tyler
traffic,
Reddick.
but the other thing worth discussing is Ryan Blaney has taken this gap all the way down to 2.7 seconds, chunks of time. The 10 has worked through a little bit of traffic, but now only 2 cars between Blaney and Almirola. It's the 8 of Kyle Busch, the 4 of
Thank you
Kevin
for those
Harvick,
likes.
and
Let's
the
go to
10
90.
still stuck behind that battle Jeff talked about of Reddick and Harrison Burton. Nowhere to go for the 10, the 12 closing in.
You talk about it, Steve. It's a time in the
Just
run
tell me
where
as those
some
special
cars that are
sticker
out there on
tires.
old tires will drop off a cliff in lap time. And that 12 has not done that on those newer tires.
Well, on the other front, you know, if you go in front of the 21, the 24 of William Byron is in an app. Look at this mess. He doesn't want any part of this. He has the 19 right here, the 41 of Priest, the 23 of Bubba Wallace, blocking, shoving, pushing, banging.
Yeah, the battle behind this with Harrison Reddick and Almirola, they're catching this group. So it's starting to stack the
Blaney
whole
wants
field
the
up.
clock. He
The
does.
positions that Byron doesn't want to lose, they're coming. They're now starting to run him down, so he has to go.
33 laps to
Trying to get
go.
by Priest now. This would take that 18th spot back for William Byron.
And will Priest understand the aggression, right? It's unusual getting run over, moved up by the racetrack by that, you know, that much contact.
On the background, Eric Almirola on the outside of Tyler Reddick.
And Blaney has taken it down under 2 seconds now for the lead. 32 to
gosh.
go. What was once a comfortable lead for Almirola.
Blaney is
slowly
balling, man.
disappearing to Blaney in the 12, Dave.
And remember, he is good on fuel. Remember what Jonathan Hessler told me about practice. We were very, very good on the short run, not so good on the long run. We're going to make adjustments for that. And boy, have they, with that 12 car not falling off. He's
4
been told
points.
that the 10 car can
4
probably make it on
points.
fuel as he closes in on him.
There's so much on the line. The 10 wants to win, the 12 trying to run him down, and for the 24, he cannot lose a lap because that allows him to lose more points if we have a restart and issues.
This 47 car looks like he's backing up pretty hard. Everybody's caught up to him.
Come on, pass him.
Byron's all the way up to 17.
Pass him.
So that now gains him another spot on Hamlin. 5 points separate those two.
30 to go, y'all. 30 to go. Hit that like button. We're trying to get to 90 likes.
Blaney and Eric Almirola in the same camera shot behind this 24. There you see it. The number 10 Smithfield Ford. Then the 45 of Reddick a lap down. Then the 12 of Blaney. What would it do? I know Blaney is currently looking good to advance, but if he wins, can he repeat what Logano did? Nobody had Logano last year. A very average year. He went to Phoenix. He won the championship. Could he double
The
that
expensive
down for
Byron.
Team
You think
Penske?
Byron's going to mess up?
Blaney so
I
strong
don't
here
know.
at Martinsville
28 laps
this
to go.
weekend. And now, as he tries to reel in that 10.
Now it's at
of
5
Eric
points.
Almirola. He's got Reddick in front of him. Again, the lap down car.
He's getting ready to go by Reddick. Down here in 1 and 2. Nothing between him and the 10. The 10 trying to put the 47 car lap down, but this 12 car is much faster.
Blaney now to the back bumper of the 10 for the lead at Martinsville.
Wow.
Ryan Blaney, 2 wins on the 2023 season. And running well enough right now, points-wise, to advance to the championship 4. But a win here would give you momentum as well as you go to the final race of the season. Hamlin
Byron is
trying to
Denny's
get
only
by the
chance.
9
It
of
is.
Chase Elliott to take over that 3rd
6
spot.
points.
Chase struggling on those old
Byron
tires.
is
and
16th.
using that high line.
Doesn't look good.
Create this momentum down the back straightaway. He's probably going to make this pass pretty easily.
Denny and Chase.
Battle for lead still Couple car lengths there between the two.
And this is when, Steve,
and
you had
Chase.
mentioned you thought those guys that came at lap 305, they may have to be coming to pit road here soon. That includes the 9 of Chase Elliott.
Yeah, I think he's only a few laps away. And up top, you see the 12 bearing down on the 10 of
Now it's
Almirola.
5.
For the lead. And does he put the bumper to him?
I think he might look to the outside.
24 to go.
There, look down into turn 1.
Hit that like button, trying to get to
shots.
90.
Can he get to that outside? He's right there to the quarter panel. 10 has to lift on corner exit. Can't finish the throttle. That gives them
I'm in the wall, Almirola.
Into 3 and 4. They're door to door. Coming up on Harrison Burton in the 21. Blaney takes the lead away. 22 to go.
Wow. New leader.
Blaney takes the lead. He gets labeled the leader on the points. He was good on points anyway, so not a change or a shift. It's still now a points battle between Byron and Hamlin for that final spot. Hamlin running 3rd, Byron running 16th.
Hamlin can't get enough points unless he wins this race. It has to be Byron falling back for Hamlin to be able to advance based on points.
But this late, one slip. Byron's in a good spot, little space in front, little space behind, but I mean, they're on pins and needles. They are driving around on ice.
Yep.
Byron running in that 16th spot. Hamlin
Keep
running
hitting that
3rd.
like button, trying to get to 90 likes.
If the 12 gets to us and passes us, that's fine. We're still good. Copy me? Got it.
Great coaching. Rudy Fugle being very clear on the expectations, what he needs his driver to do. It has not been easy. It has not been smooth, Marty, but the 24 has found a way to stay in the game.
And Rudy Fugle wanted his driver to
And
know
that wreck
that.
last
He
week
told
is
the
gonna-
Trotter on Channel 2, he said, listen, if the 12 passes us, tell William, do not freak out. It's okay. We're +6 right where we are, Parker.
And it's been a different story for the 11 team. They have not told him any of the point situation with William Byron. They only told him when Blaney took the lead and how many seconds he was out front, basically telling him they had to run him
What's
down.
up, Jeffrey?
Right now
Says
for the
go
11 team to
Blaney.
go after this win. They have not told him any of the point situation with William Byron.
Need
I
a
think it's
caution
only
here,
gonna get
Denny.
more dire because the 9 of Chase Elliott. we
Need a
expect to
caution
come to
here.
pit road. He's currently behind Hamlin. He's in front of the 24, so that'll be a point for the 24.
You see the 43 car right there, Eric Jones, he's coming to pit road. So that's sort of that cycle, those cars that did stay out. Last pitting on lap 305 should be coming to pit road.
Modern
Those are
day Mark
positions for
Martin,
this 24
unfortunately.
car.
Again.
William Byron, as he's running in that 15th
17
position,
to go.
even if he goes a lap down.
Welcome in, y'all.
stays
Just joining
15th,
us on the go
Hamlin
with
still
CeeLo. Is a
has to
channel
win
been
the
doing
race.
racing all year. Make sure you're hitting that like button. Trying to get to 90
In a
likes.
track where we have seen
Our goal is
fireworks
100.
in the closing laps. Here we are, 152 green flag laps.
Yeah, this 12 car, if he's able to come up here and lap the 24.
This will be our first
and then go lap
non-100 like
another
stream.
car or two, it could trap the 24
Crazy.
car a lap down.
Go
That
Blaney.
could end
Penske
up
Racing.
costing him
Eric, welcome
a ton
in.
of positions if he doesn't have a great restart. Anything can happen right here. If I'm William Byron, I am fighting hard to stay on
Blaney
this
is in the
lead lap.
lead,
Jordan
and he's
pit
going to
road,
be in
that
the
should
final
give the
4.
24 another position.
Who's going to get that 4th spot? Byron or Hamlin? Let me see in the chat. 11 or 24?
Oh, I know. He does not have the car. There's no
Let
question.
me see, 11
But what
or
he has to hope
24?
now, he'll be the first car a lap down, but now he has to hope that Blaney doesn't get up there and get the 19.
So Blaney has now put William Byron
7th
a lap
spot.
down. So
7
now
points.
only 13 cars on the lead lap with 14 to go.
Come on, caution.
Only one more
Caution.
car out on the racetrack that may come to pit
24,
road for
11,
fuel.
24.
In front of that
Hamlin.
24 is teammate Chase Elliott.
Rut Road, 24 just got lapped. It's okay, though. He doesn't lose any points for it.
Big pop right there on the shift.
Yeah. Could be a lot of rubber buildup flying into the crush panel.
I don't either, Rowdy. It's almost over, y'all.
So the 24 of William Byron.
Eric says no
still
caution.
scored in the 14th position as Ryan Blaney
12 laps to go.
Byron,
Denny Hamlin's
7
season here.
points ahead of Hamlin for the final transfer spot for the championship 4.
7 freaking points.
If he can't get to Phoenix, I think he had the fastest car last year. Runner-up the last 2 races at Phoenix. He didn't
Yeah,
win last
so I'm
year,
begging
but
for a
he
caution,
was
Menace.
really fast.
11 to go.
He might not have tried to win, considering what was on the line for his teammate, Joey Logano, last year.
Keeping that like butter, trying to get that 90 likes.
Chase Elliott now comes to pit road, giving another position to the 24 car on the racetrack.
Byron now scored 14th.
Appreciate y'all coming in here on the go at CeeLo.
And now
With
as
10
those
laps to go.
drivers that had come to pit road on lap 305.
See if we can get 14 likes to 100 likes, y'all.
The only cars on the lead lap.
Help me out.
Last came on lap 325. Steve, we think they can make it all the way on fuel. Blaney out in front. He has a 1.4 second lead over Almirola. Denny Hamlin, who runs third,
8
doesn't
points
have
now
enough
for
positions
Byron's
to
up
be
to
able
13.
to get by Byron. A position on the racetrack is a point.
Yeah, remember, a power steering failure
Come on,
a week
Blaney.
ago was kind
Pass
of what
about
put
4
Denny
more cars.
Hamlin behind.
Truex,
He
back
was
up.
running really good at Miami. A mechanical failure put him in the wall. Came here at 17 below the cut line. Led early, won the first stage, second in the second stage.
3 more to
He's gonna
90.
run in the top 3 if it
Help us get
continues.
to
It's just not
100
gonna be
likes.
enough, too far behind coming into the race.
This is not over for Blaney. He has caught this pack, and this is what he's been greeted with. It is a mess. They are all racing to try to stay in the lead lap. The 34 car, he has stopped and put on tires.
23
so
in the
he is
19. Just
trying
let
to
him
get
back
through
up
there
and
on
let him
newer
go.
tires.
In big picture, Hamlin is still 5 seconds back.
2 more to
from
90.
Blaney, and Hamlin now in a must-win situation as they're running. 8 points separate Byron and Hamlin. Under 6 laps to go in this
6
race.
laps to
You
go.
see the 10 car still running second, Almirola.
6 laps to go.
Because Blaney's held up by the lap traffic. So what does Blaney have left? Is he just being patient here? Has he used up those
6
rear
laps
tires?
to go.
Look at that car. On corner, exit, the acceleration, just not quite
5
there.
laps to go. Is he
What
gonna
will this
do
do
it?
for the mentality of
Don't
the
think
12
so.
team if they can hang on?
This one is
If
over,
they can
y'all.
continue on.
Getting interesting. That's
Less than
right.
4 laps to go. They can grab the victory here at Martinsville.
You're hitting that subscribe button, y'all. If you're coming in, we're gonna do a NASCAR next week at
He's
Phoenix.
one of those cars that pitted on lap 325, getting a little bit of fuel.
All right, I'm gonna show you the
pulling
last
away.
4
So that
laps here.
begs the question: do all the cars that pitted at 325 have the fuel retardant?
Well, and you got to remember, you know, these fueling systems are slower than the past cars, so we assume that they're all full.
Bye-bye,
That could be an
Hamlin, yep.
assumption. Maybe the 45's behind. When you take 2 tires, you don't have the time to put as much fuel in it as you think, so we will see. I haven't seen a lot of chatter on the radio
Modern day Mark
from the
Martin.
leaders concerned about fuel.
Under 3 laps. Do you have a mile and a half of fuel left? That's the question now. 2 to go for Ryan Blaney. Under a mile here at Martinsville.
And unlike at other tracks, you're not going to coast around. If it stumbles and runs out, you're out.
Blaney right on the back bumper of Michael McDowell. This time by 1 lap to go. Presented by Credit One Bank. Half a mile of fuel is what Ryan Blaney needs. Less than that now. As he works his way through the final turn.
Congratulations, Ryan Blaney. You're in the Final Four with William Byron. Another disappointing Martinsville race for Denny Hamlin. Congratulations. And Byron is in.
Awesome job, man. Let's go race for a championship.
Unbelievable.
I'm proud of everybody, man. Good job. Let's go win a championship. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Let's go, boys.
William Byron finishing in 13th. That will give him enough points to be that 4th driver in the championship for this checkered flag moment brought to you by Advance Auto Parts. From practice and qualifying,
maybe next year,
Ryan Blaney showed
always saying
he
it.
was the fastest in Martinsville. And he
One
backed
more
it
like
up
to
today.
90, y'all. Help us get to 90 likes.
He grabs the win at Martinsville and now waves to the crowd around this track. So appreciative of the talents and performance.
See you next week, William. We'll be
they
here
saw today
for the finale. Thank you, Dallas. Dallas subscribe. Another Dallas. I don't know if I can handle 2 Dallases. Is he going to do a burnout or what?
William Byron out of the car. See him pouring water down his back. The 4th of the championship 4. William Byron advances on points out of this round of 8. And now the 4 drivers are set who will fight for a title next week.
Eventually, stupid roofer. Eventually. Never forget Pocono. I guess he ain't doing a burnout. I guess he doesn't have enough fuel to do a burnout.
For Ryan Blaney, let's go down and chat with him with Marty.
Rick, Ryan Blaney grew up in High Point, North Carolina. It's only about an hour from Martinsville Speedway. It's his home track, and he punches his ticket into the championship 4. They won at the round of 12 at Talladega, NASCAR's biggest
says he'll
track,
do his burnout
and
next
they
week.
win in the round of 8 at NASCAR's smallest track. Blaney will race for a title this year.
Thank you, Rob.
Gonna go collect the checkered flag in front of the hometown fans as well. He'll get a grandfather clock too, told his spotter Josh Williams. I cannot believe we did it here at Martinsville. Always picks out a
Dropping the chop. That's right.
young man or young lady in the stands to give them the checkered flag. Ryan, welcome to the championship 4. What's the significance of doing it at your home racetrack, Ryan?
Yeah, it's awesome. It's I grew up in High Point, so not too far from here, closer to High Point, honestly, than close to Martinsville than Charlotte. So it's really cool. We've been wanting to win here for a long time.
Celebrating here in High Point. What's up, Michael? How you doing?
Close for many years, and awesome to close one out.
With all the talk this year, Ryan, of the struggles for Team Penske, how did you guys come to life in the playoffs, Ryan?
Well, I mean, we've thought we put together a really strong playoffs, and especially the round of 8. We had a good run on the whole round of 8. So, yeah, just overall, really proud of the whole effort. Awesome to have Discount Tire on the car, Menards, Ford, Advanced Auto Parts, Body Armor, Tex Imaging, Worth, Wabash, everything they do. It wouldn't be possible. So, RP couldn't be here, unfortunately, but I know he's watching, and this is awesome. So, can't wait to get to Phoenix next week.
Rick, I think these hometown fans have someone to pull for in the championship 4. Ryan Blaney will try to win back-to-back titles for Team Penske.
And as 4 are celebrating, 4 obviously are disappointed that they won't be fighting for a championship.
Big hit for Denny. Big hit for 2311.
Eliminated from this
and
round
JGR.
of 8. And so they'll head off
Denny
to Phoenix
Martin,
and race for maybe one more win, but the title now out of their grasp. Ryan Blaney is going to now head to the Ruoff Mortgage Victory Lane to celebrate with his team. Pretty big win for Ryan Blaney.
Michael Lonnie
in 16
same spot.
starts here at Martinsville. He had never won until today. In a position coming in where he was above the cut line, fighting
Thank you guys for
for
those subscribes.
a shot at that championship. He now has the most momentum of anyone going into the final weekend of the season. Ryan Blaney goes out, leads 145 laps, and the most important
Go
one,
D-backs,
the
that's right,
final
Matt.
one, he
We'll see you
wins in
tomorrow night.
Martinsville, and now is in the championship 4.
All right. See. All right. Thank you guys so much. Everybody got their last laugh at Denny there losing and getting knocked out of the playoffs, and that's how it goes. So thank you guys so much for everything. Appreciate y'all being here. I'd love to hear stick around and see what Denny says, but it is what it is. But I appreciate everybody that was hanging out with us today, that come back and support me no matter what. And thank you for the new subscribers. But there it is. Ryan Blaney, Eric Amarola, Denny Hamlin, Chase Briscoe, Joey Logano in top 5, Kyle Larson in 6th, Christopher Bell in 7th, Chris Buescher in 8th, Austin Cindric 9th, Todd Gillen, Bubba Wallace in 11th, Truex finishes 12th on the lead lap, William Byron in the spot that he needed, the 13th spot. So, Ross Chastain, Harrison Burton, Kevin Harvick, Chase Elliott, Ty Gibbs, Ricky Stenhouse Jr., Ryan Preece, Eric Jones, Corey LaJoy, Austin Dillon, Ty Dillon, Michael McDonald, Tyler Reddick, Kyle Busch, AJ Allmendinger, Ryan Newman, Justin Haley, Carson Huvenar, Alex Bowman, Red Keselowski, Daniel Suarez, JJ Yaley, and BJ McLeod. Let's listen in to Martin Truex Jr.
You had a car that could contend, Martin. I mean, how much different was the game once the speeding penalty happened back in traffic?
It's completely different. I mean, you know, if we couldn't find a way to flip track position pit stop wise, we were never going to get there.
Yes, sir, Coach.
Our car was good, but the field's so tight, so close, and you know, your car just drives so much worse in traffic. So I felt like we did really good to get back to where we did. You just burn the tires off so much worse back there on that hot, dirty track and dirty air, and you know, you're in more rubber, and it's just a dogfight. So I don't know. We gave it a hell of an effort. I feel like we had a really strong car. I don't think we could have beat the 12. He was really, really strong, but we were definitely close. Something to work on for next time, but just really disappointed. You know, I mean, I thought I was well under speed leaving that box, and you know, clearly we were speeding. So obviously we have something to look at there, and it's devastating. But
Scootin' boogie.
Yeah, that's racing.
I go back to a conversation you and I had at Darlington before the playoffs started, and you said it feels like 2017 all over again. We can win any week. How do you start to put your arms around what happened to you guys after winning the regular season title here in the 10 races of the playoffs?
Man, I think it just shows how tough this sport is, and you know, anybody that races here and guys that have raced here that do the broadcast, they'll tell you. I mean, it's this close, man. And you find this little bit, and you know, suddenly you look like a hero, and you know, some other guys find some stuff, and suddenly you're not. And you know,
Anella Dallas subscribed. I don't know.
You know, execution hasn't been solid, hasn't been consistent. So
thank you.
We've had some bad luck. We've had a little bit of everything. It's, you know, like I said, some years it feels like it's your year, and some years it feels like it's not. And I just feel like we couldn't do anything right. And if it was ever a 50-50 call, it always went against us. And you know, the blown engine, the flat tire, you name it, just
awesome, man. Rob, appreciate it.
Just kept setting us back, and we couldn't get no momentum. But I think we did a great job today. Again, it was just a tiny little error. 0.2 miles an hour can ruin your whole year.
Yeah.
Rick, the regular season champion,
Byron,
will not race for a title in 2023.
Dallas, you're 24 cars in the playoffs. The final four.
Season champion, and what he put together.
They can
3
interview
wins
Denny
on the 2023 campaign.
I think to really put it in perspective, though, you have to go back a whole season ago. This is a driver that went winless, that didn't make the playoffs. Stuck with the same team, the same crew chief, the same organization to bounce back, to put this season you see on the screen in front of you, right? To put those 3 wins, to win the regular season championship. And then I think they felt like they were over the hump.
Susan
and then
says, thank you so much for sharing the race.
All over again. Speed
I can't,
there.
hold on a second, let me turn this off here. I can't get it because the dash has NBC blocked right now, or the dish has NBC blocked. You're welcome, Susan. I'm glad you found us, and I'm glad you had a good time. We'll see you next Sunday for the championship for, I guess, everybody will be happy. My boy Denny is out. Hoping they interview Denny here. I'm just trying to stay on here for just a little bit to see if Denny, if not, we're going to, oh, here it is. Okay.
Points below the cut line. You won stage 1, second in stage 2, finished 3rd in the race, and it still wasn't enough to advance. Where did it go wrong for you guys today, Denny?
Ultimately, the mechanical failure last week with the power steering, that sealed our fate. But you know, really proud of this whole FedEx Toyota team.
Yes, Allison.
Showing up, you know, today when we really needed to, and having a, I don't know, probably a mid 50-point day. Just they did great. They did absolutely great, and The 12 car was the best car today, so congrats to them and all the Final Four that made it. They're all deserving. It's going to be a great show next week, but hate we're not in it for sure with our FedEx Camry, but man, we definitely, I was happy with the performance we had today and really all around. Just, in round of 8, you just can't have one bad week, and unfortunately mechanical failure, takes us from running really well to in the 30s, and that's it.
What's the emotion like? Last year it was the Hail Melon that knocked you out. To be this close once again to going to fight for a championship and not getting that opportunity. 51 career wins. You're going to go down as one of the best of all time, but to not have another chance at fighting for a championship. What's the emotion?
Man, I just want to get ready and go try to win next week. I mean, I still love it so much because every week I feel like I got a shot to win. And that's what fuels my passion, even at my age, to keep doing this, is that I'm with the team that I've got that gives me such fast cars every week and gives me a chance to continue to pile on those stats before the end of my career. And it's not over by any means. We got a long way to go. So really happy about the year in general. I thought substantially faster this year at all racetracks than what we were last year. But it's racing, right? I mean, this is the playoffs. You got a 3-race season. The 12 car showed up this round, right? And so he deserves to be in that Final Four. And with the performance they had today was phenomenal. So I'm just happy for these guys and one more week.
A lot of fight left in Denny Hamlin, this 11 team, guys.
All right. So there it is. I just wanted that one. And we're going to move over here. So thank you guys so much for everything tonight. I appreciate you guys. Thank you so much for sticking with us all the time. We'll see if we can get a crowd here next week and do whatever we need to do. So appreciate everybody. Thank you for Spain, number 1. And thank you, mods, for hanging out with me. Even on the days we have slow days, and some days it's actually better for you guys because the chat doesn't move as fast. So until then, we will see you next Sunday from Phoenix International Speedway. I think it's Phoenix Speedway or something like that for the Championship 4. And it's going to come down to Kyle Larson, Christopher Bell, Ryan Blaney, and William Byron. Hey, I had Kyle Larson and Byron in my Final Four. I only got 2 out of them. But hey, it is what it is. You guys enjoy Benny not being in the Final Four in the championship. You guys enjoy it. Have a good time. And we'll see you next week for some more fun here on the Go at CeeLo. Make sure you're hitting that like button as well if you're a replayer. We love to get to 100 likes on this stream. That would be awesome. So thank you guys so much for everything. Make sure you become a member as well. 99 cents gets you a membership. $1.99 and $2.99. If you haven't subscribed, make sure you hit that. And we'll see you. Good night.